For work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs. Proud sponsor of Friday night Marion County High School football on WOCA, The Source.
Central Florida is well known for our love of horses, and here at Seminole Fence Company, we have over 20 years of experience in providing quality fence products and services for farm and residential properties. Let us surround your property with a fence that provides privacy, security, and of course, stunning appeal. Don't wait. Contact us today at 352-208-0959 for a free estimate. Seminole Fence Company, working hard to build fences, working harder to build relationships.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens, has created the perfect bottle for whatever happens. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. It's made of 100% chill-holding aluminum, so you know it's cold. It's tall and sleek, so it's refreshing. And here comes the twist. It's reclosable, so you know it's always up for whatever. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. Just bring it. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Ocala Aviation now has opportunities for flight instructors.
Wait, hold on. Brad, is this correct? You're looking for instructors, not students?
Actually, we're looking for both.
Well, that's descriptive.
Well, I need flight instructors because we're now affiliated with a major university and can offer 4-year degrees. Plus, we're also approved to work directly with VA students.
Okay, so a degree in what, and what's a VA student?
Well, it's a bachelor's degree in aeronautics, which includes a commercial pilot's license, and there's financial aid available. By VA students, I mean veterans. They now have access to new benefits to pay for flight training.
Okay, so you have new opportunities for new students. What about the instructor side of it?
Well, with new students, we need more instructors.
Well, yeah, that makes sense.
So, if anyone out there is a flight instructor, I want to encourage them to come see me. And if they're not an instructor but have their commercial license, we can help them become an instructor.
So they get their instructor license and have a job too.
Exactly.
So you got a lot going on. The VA, the college, and now hiring instructors and future instructors too.
Yep. So now can we get the commercial started?
Already ahead of you.
Call Brad to get your adventure started today at Ocala Aviation, 861-7484.
Hello, gorgeous.
Hi, this is Becky at Hello Gorgeous Salon. Summer's almost over and fall's just around the corner. It's time to get that new look started. Let's get rid of those sun-damaged ends and faded out color and get into something rich and vibrant. Humidity is not your hair's friend. It causes your hair to capture moisture and leaves it looking dry and unhealthy. Hello Gorgeous is a certified Brazilian blowout salon. We can tame those locks, leaving your hair healthy and shiny with a Brazilian smoothing treatment. And whether you're going on a job interview or out on a date, your hands do a lot of talking. Manicures are a must. Hello Gorgeous is a full-service salon, so let us help you make a great first impression. Call us today to set your appointment at Hello Gorgeous. Our number is 352-351-5358. Again, that's 352-351-5358. Hello Gorgeous is conveniently located in the heart of downtown Ocala, right next to the historic Marion Theater.
Hello, gorgeous.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala on a Wednesday afternoon. After months and months of speculation, Willie or won't he, Joe Biden, the Vice President of the United States, announced today he will not run for president, saying in the process of grieving for his son, Beau, it has sidelined him far too long. He says, I believe we're out of time, the time necessary to mount a winning campaign for the nomination. He said it today from the Rose Garden to White House. He spoke with his wife, Dr. Jill Biden, and President Obama standing at his side. The announcement, of course, brings to end months of speculation about whether he had time to build the kind of fundraising and get out the vote structure required for a successful campaign. He's never been shown as the front runner for the Democratic nomination. Former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton did that and has done that. And really, veteran party strategists have doubted he could seriously challenge her for the party's base anyway. So the announcement came one day before Clinton is to testify before a Republican-run House of Representatives committee looking into deadly Benghazi attacks 2012. So Joe Biden has decided he will not run for president in 2016. This was kind of out of the left field, out of Minneapolis, this according to the AP, referencing rulings to restrict capital punishment and changing sentiment with the Supreme Court. Justice Antonin Scalia Scalia said Tuesday he wouldn't be surprised if the nation's highest court invalidates the death penalty. Scalia addressed capital punishment during a University of Minnesota Law School appearance in which he has also made clear retirement is not in his near-term plans. The death penalty came up as Scalia described his judicial view that the Constitution is an enduring document that shouldn't be open to broad interpretation, while sharing frustrations that his colleagues too readily find flexibility in it. Scalia said death penalty decisions from the court have made it practically impossible to impose it, but we have not formally held it to be unconstitutional. Scalia said it wouldn't surprise me if it did fall, a comment that drew scattered applause in the mostly full 2700 Street Auditorium. He said the high court has increasingly made it difficult to impose the death penalty. Rulings have added mitigating circumstances that must be considered or made it impermissible to automatically sentence people to death for certain crimes. So Scalia says he would not be surprised if the death penalty was struck down. I didn't realize that a jurist on the highest court in the land felt that way. But Antonin Scalia thinks that he wouldn't be surprised if it was struck down. So that could be quite telling when a jurist of the highest court in the land says something along those lines that he's not surprised. He wouldn't be surprised if things were struck down. So, Buddy Martin just texted me. We got Ira Schofeld at 5:15 and Mike McGinnis at 5:35. So that's coming up in the sports hour. Coming up next, after the next break, we'll have Kristen Nash. She's the executive committee. She's on the executive committee of Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. She's the event organizer of Pinkoween. So we'll have her on at 3:34 to talk about that event. Let's go out to the phone line and see if we can get Jim real quick. Let's see if we can get him. Hi, Jim. How are you?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yes, I've long been not in favor of the death penalty. There's just too much sensationalism involved in the whole thing. A prosecutor trying to make a name for himself. The
decisions that go into who gets tried as a death penalty, who doesn't, political aspirations, the fact that, you can put somebody on death row through eyewitness testimony, which has been shown to not be the best testimony, the fact that so many people are being exonerated through DNA evidence years later that are on death row. And yet, by the way, Jim, it's not a deterrent. Nobody's thinking about I may face a lethal injection when they're doing something.
Al Capone was never scared of the death penalty. He was scared of O'Banion gunning him down in the street.
Right. If you want to frighten people, you tell them that they could die by firing squad. You tell them that they could be publicly hung in the street again. You want to stop people. You want to deter people. You take a guy that stabbed somebody 40 times, you lay him on the table, hook up a robotic arm, program a computer, and have that arm stab him 40 times. People will start thinking then. Just giving them a lethal injection where they go to sleep and they die, there's not a deterrent there.
Yeah, sentence them to life in prison, depending on the circumstances, with or without possibility of parole. That's probably the better way to go. And, if you can, that way, if a miscarriage of justice was done, you can always put the guy back out.
How about this? How about the gang? How about doing like the gang, like the what was it? The movies where Kurt Russell played, where it was Escape from New York and everything. Yeah, just find a big chunk of land, put all the hardened criminals there, and let them police themselves. There you go. Here you go. Here's some farm equipment. Here's some farmland. Here's some stuff. Make your own food. Grow your own food. You got to stay in here, and you police your own selves. Have a good time. And just let them go.
Well, the British did that. It's called Australia.
Yeah, exactly. It's called Australia. Exactly. Hey, Jim, thanks for the call.
Okay, have a good day.
Yeah, there's lots of better alternatives to me than the death penalty. So, and Scalia says, don't be surprised if it gets struck down. Scalia is one of the more conservative justices on the court who thinks the Constitution is not something that should be flexed. It should be something that should be rigid and adhered to word for word. So, Scalia, that's pretty tough coming from Scalia. This aggravates me to death right here. Benjamin Netanyahu, the Prime Minister of Israel, he said Wednesday that the World War II era Palestinian leadership persuaded the Nazis to adopt their final solution to exterminate Jews. Wrong. I mean, really? Netanyahu tried to use this historical antecedent to illustrate his claim that Palestinian incitement surrounding Jerusalem's most sensitive holy sites goes back decades. He has repeatedly claimed that a wave of Palestinian attacks in recent weeks is the result of decades of hatred not connected to Israel's 48-year occupation of lands that were originally Palestine. Netanyahu said World War II-era Grand Mufti of Jerusalem, Nazi sympathizer Hajjam Amin al-Husseini, also instigated Palestine attacks on Jews over lies that they planned to destroy the Temple Mount. Netanyahu said al-Husseini played a central role in forming the final solution by convincing Hitler to destroy the Jews during a November 1941 meeting in Berlin. Here's the problem with that, Benji. Camps had already been set up long before 1941 and Jews were being exterminated. Your timeline doesn't work, Benjamin Netanyahu. I know you want to try to, say that you know the Palestinians have hated the Jews forever and they talked Hitler into exterminating the Jews, but that's incorrect. And for you to use it as being correct is ridiculous. The Nazis were already exterminating Jews long before Netanyahu says that this meeting in 1941 happened between the leader of Palestine and Adolf Hitler. So, these kind of things just aggravate me to no end, where a guy who, by the way, the Jewish people are facing a tough time back in the Holy Land, without a doubt. It's not arguable. It's a tough situation. The Palestinians face a tough situation when the United Nations decided to, take a piece of their land and say, this is where the Jews get to go. This is where we'll call it Israel. And force this upon the nation of Palestine. Okay? That happened back in 1947, so 1948, in that era. So a lot of forcing went on here by powerful countries, i.e. England, the United States, the United Nations in general, and it's caused turmoil. But for Netanyahu to say that the Palestinians had something to do with Hitler's decision to exterminate the Jews is just a flat-out fabrication of history. And he should be ashamed of himself. Good night, trying to turn history around to make it look like what you're representing is true. It's a complete fabrication. There was some discussion between the two, but the Germans had already started the extermination of the Jews. They had already come up with their final solution long before 1941. Read Mein Kampf. You'll see Hitler spelled it out word for word there. Coming up next, we're going to talk with a young lady who's in charge of Pink-A-Ween to benefit breast cancer. We'll talk to Kristen Nast. She's on the executive committee of Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. She's organized Pink-A-Ween. We'll talk to her next, right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala. Prestige. It's all there in our name.
Welcome, Florida State football fans. Florida State's football program is all about performance, and the Seminoles are sleek and fast, just like Porsche and BMW of Ocala. Drive one today and experience luxury and refinement that only a Porsche or BMW can deliver. BMW and Porsche of Ocala enjoys this challenge of meeting and exceeding each individual standards. Come by and visit them today. Visit BMW and Porsche of Ocala, proud sponsor of Florida State football, 1515 Southwest College Road, or call 877-812-2396.
Fox News Radio. I'm Lillian Wu. Vice President Joe Biden ends the speculation, saying there was a window open during which he could have mounted a successful campaign for the presidential nomination.
I've concluded it has closed.
Speaking from the Rose Garden this afternoon, saying he's proud, playing a part in what President Obama has accomplished. More details out on the man suspected of killing a police officer in New York City last night. Authorities saying Tyrone Howard has been arrested 20 times for offenses including drug possession and robbery. And Toyota is recalling 6.5 million vehicles around the world for a defective power window switch that can overheat, melt, and lead to fires.
The recall involves the Yaris, Corolla, Matrix, Camry, RAV4, Highlander, Tundra, and other models. Toyota says the defect was caused by grease, which was sprayed on improperly during the manufacturing of electrical contact modules.
Fox Radio's Jeff Manasso. Fox News. We report, you decide.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a clean, smooth shave from a quality blade. The sort of shave that cuts clean, without the burn. So why are you messing around with generic razors that cost $32 for an 8-pack, when you can shave with Harry's high-quality German-engineered blades for half the price? And if saving money and a clean shave isn't incentive enough, Harry's will give you their starter set, complete with a razor, 3 of their world-famous blades, and shaving cream for just $15. And shipping is always free. We'll also give you $5 off your first order. Our way of saying thank you for trying us. How are we able to save you all this money and still give you the best shave you'll ever enjoy? By owning the factory that manufactures them. That's how. So go to harrys.com right now and enter code 9911 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 9911.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Hank Whittier will be on the air from Vets Helping Vets, bringing you veterans news as he does each and every Thursday.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
And then Doug Jackson will be on. He's the president of Charity Vision International, a nonprofit organization that provides doctors in third world countries the skills and equipment they need to conquer curable blindness.
Dr. Steve Stahl is a post-traumatic stress disorder expert. He'll be speaking about the truth about post-traumatic stress disorder.
And then Scott Softgy and Mary Van Dyke will be on. They're talking about the results of the national survey that reveals that patients are suffering needlessly.
Tom Krautler is the co-host of the Money Pit radio program. He'll be speaking about cutting-edge home improvement trends.
And then from Newmail Medical Center down in the Villages, Justin Pulliam and Dr. Christopher Asandra will be on talking about the latest in sexual dysfunction treatments. All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on the Source WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new truck.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. I am Tom Schmitz on a Wednesday afternoon, coming to you live from the WOCA studios. Boy, I almost messed that up. Where we proudly broadcast the Voice of Ocala from every day, 3 to 6 p.m. And we're the community-based radio station, so whenever you find something in the community that's worthwhile to talk about, we are more than happy to have people on to speak about that. And today, that's just the case. We're going to welcome into the show Kristen Nash. She's on the executive committee of Making Strides Against Breast Cancer. She's the event organizer of Pink-A-Wing. Kristen, hi. How are you this afternoon?
Hey, Tom. I'm good. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. Tell us what Pink-A-Wing is.
Well, this is the first annual event to raise money for Making Strides Against Breast Cancer here in Ocala. It's going to be a costume party. It's going to be lots of fun. It's going to be here at Gateway Bank.
So you don't have to dress up in pink. You dress up in costume. It's an actual Halloween costume ball type thing.
Absolutely. We've got 4 different prize categories. You can win a prize if you dress up in costume, so I am encouraging it. It's going to be best costume, funniest, most creative, and of course there's going to be a Think Pink category, so I will encourage you to wear your pink costumes, but you do not have to.
So if I came dressed as Fred Flintstone, you'd get that?
The people have to vote, Tom. The people have to vote, so.
Well, all I'd have to do is put on like a rug with a tie and bare feet, and I'm in good shape.
That is very true.
Roll up in a rock wheel car, I'd be in great shape.
Yeah, absolutely. I would vote for that.
Well, there you go. So now, when is this?
It is this Saturday. It starts at 6 o'clock, goes till whenever everybody's done having fun.
And the proceeds 100% go to Making Strides for Breast Cancer here in Marion County.
100% go to it. The walk was last Saturday at CF. We had about 2,300 participants, and we raised a little over $100,000, but we are short of our goal this year. So the more the merrier coming out on Saturday would be great.
You had the chief police and all out there at the walk last Saturday, didn't you?
I did, yes. I had them all out there.
So this is at Gateway Bank. Now, what's the cost of this event?
Well, normally tickets are $20 in advance or $25 at the door, but right now I am going to do a promotion, buy one, get one free. So 2 people can come for $20, get food and drinks and prizes. We're going to have a DJ, so it's a very inexpensive date night if you.
Wow, the Voice of Ocala promotion right here for our listeners.
That's right.
If you're hearing this on the radio, 2 for 1, buy one, get one
2
free.
For 1. Doesn't get much better than that.
Now, when you say food, when you say food, you mean like little snack foods, little like tapas, stuff like that?
It could be. We're going to have some filling appetizers provided by Eaton's Beach. So
Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill. You can't ever go wrong, especially if they bring the shrimp and grits and the muffaladas or something.
Absolutely. They said they're going to surprise me with some good food. So
look, Dave Del Rio, he does the restaurant and food show here on our radio every week, and he brings food to us a lot. And every time he surprises us, it's a great surprise.
100%. They just won the Best of the Villages too.
They did. Yeah, 2 weekends ago, won Best of the Villages. So
absolutely.
Now you work at Gateway. I know that because I see you a lot because I'm in and out. Truth be told, it's the bank I bank at. You work there, but how did you're a woman of a younger age? You're not old like me. You're not 50 like I am, or knocking on 50's door. I'm old. How does someone at your young age get involved with strides, breast cancer awareness in general. Why did you make this your calling?
Well, I have, for the last probably 7 years, I have had a team because it's just something that I thought was important to give back to for women. It affects 1 in 8 women. They'll get diagnosed with breast cancer. But 3 years ago, actually, 3 years ago in October, I lost one of my best friends to breast cancer. She was diagnosed with stage 4. She fought a very, very hard fight for 14 months until she couldn't fight anymore. So at that point, that's when I stepped up to be on the executive committee for Making Strides, and I have been putting my heart and soul into this organization ever since.
Well, my mother, God rest her, she was recovered from breast cancer, and hers was diagnosed in 1975 when the options then were just to cut them off. There was cut them off and go through chemo.
Absolutely.
And my mother had to go through that horrific surgery back then in the mid-'70s, and a mastectomy back then in the mid-'70s. It's advanced a long way.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
And
not an easy thing now, but I'm sure it wasn't then.
Yeah, and my mother, it was recovered. My aunt, I have an aunt who survived breast cancer. I have a aunt on my father's side who succumbed to breast cancer at 33 years old. So it's one of those diseases that everybody know. You either know somebody or you directly have been affected by breast cancer.
Yes, absolutely. And we will finish the fight in our lifetime, I'm convinced.
Well, I surely hope we do. Once again, now, if they want to find out about this, can they call you at the bank, or is there a website they can go to?
They can call me at the bank. Phone number is 236-6445.
And buy one, get one. $20 gets 2 people an evening of Halloween.
That's right.
Food. Now, is there going to be a cash bar there and stuff of that nature?
You get 1 free drink ticket. There will be a cash bar, but I have inexpensive ways to win free drinks here too.
Now, will there be any auction items or anything like that?
We will have a silent auction with lots of great prizes. We have some Ideal Image hair removal, $2,500 worth. We've got some hotel stays. We've got lots and lots of gift certificates from local restaurants.
I just need to come get that Ideal Image so I never have to shave it.
That's right. 4-person round of golf. We've got lots of good stuff.
How wimpy are we, guys? We hate to shave, and all we have to shave is our face. We don't have to go through near the trials and tribulations women have to go through. Very seldom do men get breast cancer or anything about that. I think it's 1 in 100 men or something like that get breast cancer or something.
But it still happens.
But we complain constantly about this. First thing when you said the hair removal, I thought, boy, I wouldn't have to shave my face again.
Well, you can come bid on that auction item, Tom.
We're just lazy as men is what it is. That's what it is. We're just lazy. So it's this Saturday night, starts at 6 o'clock until 4 different categories for contest, Halloween costume contest. It's best costume.
Most creative,
funniest, and of course, pink out.
Pink. That's right.
Right. So I'm going to try to get the mayor, see if he'll stop by Pinkoween on Saturday night at the bank.
I'm sure Mayor Gwynn would love to.
Mayor Kent Gwynn just went walking by the building. He's coming in for coffee with the mayor coming up next. So give us that phone number once again.
It is 236-6445, and if you do not take advantage of this buy one, get one free, the tickets will be $25 each at the door.
Kristen, thanks so much for bringing this this terrible disease to the forefront so people can help out with trying to eradicate it from the earth. And thanks for all you did, and condolences for your friend that you lost to the battle.
Thank you, Tom. I appreciate it greatly. Hope to see lots of participation out there Saturday.
Kristen Nass, she's the event organizer of Pinkoween at Gateway Bank. Give her a call. Get your 2-for-1 special now. Call Gateway Bank. If you don't remember that number, just call Gateway Bank and ask for Kristen for Pinkoween, and they'll get you in touch with her. Kristen, thanks so much, and I'll see you probably tomorrow.
Sounds good, Tom. Have a great day.
Thank you. Just, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, great month. I tell you what else this is Awareness Month, not to be forgotten. We get caught up in the pink, and it's okay to bring that to the forefront, but it is also Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So let's not forget that what the sheriff and chief police there one of their highest call-outs is for domestic violence, and it is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So while remembering breast cancer awareness, let's also remember Domestic Violence Awareness Month as well. But go take advantage of that Pink Halloween. Sounds like it's going to be a great adult costume event taking place at Gateway Bank this Saturday night from 6 p.m. until. Right now, you can call Gateway Bank and get them 2 for $1. $20 gets 2 people entrance into the party with your food and 1 free drink ticket. So that's a pretty good deal. Pretty good deal there. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll hopefully talk to Buddy Martin and get you set up for hour number 2 of the Voice of Ocala right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
People make all kinds of mistakes with life insurance. Like having some coverage but not enough to keep your family in the house. Or only having life insurance through work and then losing your job. Want to avoid those mistakes? Get an Allstate agent. They can help you get the coverage your family needs at an affordable price. Are you in good hands?
Hey, this is Kevin McDonald. Make your family your priority. Let's get together and review your life insurance today.
Life insurance offered by Allstate Life Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois, and Lincoln Benefit Life Company, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Your quality of life is meant to be fully enjoyed each day. The doctors at Ayers Global understand that and strive to provide a quality of life for you that has no equal. Ayers Therapeutic Services combines naturopathic and family medicine to help all your health needs. Diabetic management, hypertension, pain management, and anti-aging are just a few of the services offered by the Ayers family. Call 352-512-0222 today, and Ayers Therapeutic Services will help you begin to understand that better health begins with you.
Stay with us and sleep better at the Sleep Inn and Suites of Ocala Bellevue, located next door to Don Garlett's Museum and a few minutes from Florida Horse Park. Our award-winning, newly refreshed Sleep Inn and Suites offers comfy, clean rooms, free fast Wi-Fi, and service with a smile. Start your day with a deluxe hot breakfast and unwind in our heated outdoor pool. Our convenient 24-hour fitness and business centers allow you to stay on track whether you're here to play or to work. That's Sleep Inn and Suites Ocala Bellevue, proud sponsor of Marion County High School football. Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Coming off their impressive 20-point victory over Louisville, the Florida State Seminoles travel this week up to Atlanta, Georgia to take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. This game is a 7 o'clock kickoff right here on WOCA, brought to you by Tri-Eagle Sales and Distribution, your Bud Light distributor in the Ocala area. Don't miss it. 7 p.m. kickoff right here on WOCA, The Source.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offered as an included upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Welcome back to the Voice of Ocala. Let's go right out to the phone lines and talk to a guy who should be coming in any moment because it's Coffee with the Mayor. Buddy Martin joins us. Buddy, hi, how are you?
I won't miss free coffee. You know that. I'm on my way in right now within a couple of minutes. Looking forward to a lot of things to talk to the mayor about today.
Quite a few.
Yeah, I mean, not the least of which is the airport new terminal they're talking about building now, and all the stuff we discussed yesterday with Nick Robinson and Terry Keogh and about the new downtown and what's happening and stuff going on, all around. I even heard this morning, I heard Larry talking with his lawyer friend this morning about
John Fuller,
John Fuller about and John Fuller was quite was quite right about what he said about downtown and how much this dovetails into the things that all the stuff that's happening is so good. And so I know Mayor will be happy today, happy to talk about good things. And then at 5 o'clock, time to talk a little Seminole football. The Seminoles get the spotlight this week for a change. Gators are off, and a team is lurking in the shadows there back at 9th position. Don't be surprised if they're at the end, because as long as Dalvin Cook is okay, and we'll talk to our show fellow about that. And then something really good is Ocala Gator Tip-Off Club, which we're so fond of. Mike McGinnis, who's an official, replay official for the SEC, is heading this up and trying to get it started, and he'll be on at 5:30. He was able to rearrange some things to talk about this tip-off club, which is one of the best in the state of Florida, if not the South. So that'll be making for interesting discussions. And I want to talk about this Michigan State kid who scored the touchdown and some of the things he said. He had surgery today.
Yes, poor guy, hip.
Yeah, yes, hip surgery. Yeah. So that and a whole bunch of sports stuff. They're still talking about the trick play that didn't work, and of course lots of stuff in the world of football. I'll talk about this weekend. So looking forward to a good 2 hours coming up right here.
Boy, all I know is it's a good thing that it's Coffee with the Mayor, or you and I'd get into a conversation about, how I get angry about when people try to use history to their advantage. Boy, Netanyahu's got me up in arms today.
I heard you, and I got a little worried you get ready to go cause another conflict over in the Middle East with the way you're talking.
Well,
so I just I better get in before Tom starts causing another war breakout.
All right, that's probably the best, buddy. Safe travels. Hurry up and get inside.
All right, Tom, I'll bring you 2 hamburgers.
There we go. Balanced diet.
Yeah, there you go.
Buddy Martin on his way in. I know I should let this Netanyahu thing go, but it irks me to no end that he's trying to say that that the leader of Palestine during World War II talked Hitler into exterminating the Jews. And it comes at a particularly sensitive time, by the way, because he's supposed to be in Berlin today, meeting with Angela Merkel, the German chancellor. So he's, of course, saying, now I have no intention of absolving Hitler of his diabolical responsibility for exterminating European Jews. At the same time, it's absurd to ignore the role the Mufti played, he said, adding that it was tied directly to Palestinian sentiments today. It is not. They were already exterminating the Jews long before the Palestinians met with Hitler in 1941. So for you to rewrite history is just ludicrous. And I got to get away from that. It's just driving me nuts. Coming up next, the mayor. He's on his way in now. Kent Gwynn is here for Coffee with the Mayor, as he is every week. He joins Buddy Martin in the next hour. I don't believe, though, that the mayor, however, is going to want to play fake or factoid. I'll be honest with you. The mayor's kind of taking it on the chin the last couple of times he played fake or factoid. So I don't think he wants any of the Trivianator for fake or factoid. I'm going to be honest with you. He's walking in now. Right now I can see him. He's already shaking his head. No moss. No. He wants nothing of me in fake or factoid. I can see I already got the Roberto Roberto Duran, no moss already going out. So, we'll have to figure out what we're going to do in place of fake or factoid. So, a lot to talk about with the mayor today. Buddy has already said that new development downtown. Terry Keogh and Nick Robinson were on with us yesterday talking about it. And I want to ask the mayor, when we have the mayor on at 4 o'clock, I kind of see the downtown taking shape as a jigsaw puzzle, and I'll explain to the mayor what I mean by that and how it looks to me, and see if he happens to agree with me, although Far be it for me to think a man of his stature and acclaim would agree with a good old boy from South Georgia too often, but we'll see. we'll see. Mr. Mayor, before Buddy gets in here and, just pigeonholes you and takes all of your time and everything, how's your day going so far? Pretty good Wednesday?
Pretty good Wednesday. Yeah, not bad.
Not bad. Middle of the week. It's of course your week is
right.
You don't have days off. You're the only man that I know that doesn't have a day off.
I don't.
You work.
Sunday is my day off.
But you go to church, and I promise you, even when you're at church, you're probably telling people how great the city of Ocala is.
True.
So you don't take a day off from being what's the word for the crier for the city of Ocala and how much you like the city of Ocala.
Yeah.
Like the old town crier back in the Boston days and everything. You're very good at that job, and we're glad to have you. And some guy told me, you need to stop sucking up to the mayor so much. I said, well, if he wasn't such a nice guy, I probably wouldn't.
Well, I appreciate that. I'm honored to do it.
Coming up next, Buddy Martin joins us in the 4 o'clock hour. It's at Coffee with the Mayor right here on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Do you experience body aches, joint, or a muscle pain all over your body? Does it keep you up at night, interfere with your day, and leave you feeling tired and in pain? You could be suffering from fibromyalgia. Renstar Medical Research in Ocala is conducting a research study of investigational medication for individuals between the ages of 18 and 75 who have had widespread body pain or tenderness for at least 3 months. Qualified participants will receive study-related medical care and investigational medication at no cost. Compensation for time and travel will be provided, and insurance is not necessary to participate. If you experience body aches or suffer from fibromyalgia and would like to find out more information about this fibromyalgia study, please call Renstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. That's Renstar Medical Research, 352-629-5800. Renstar Medical Research, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today. Nestled in the heart of horse country, just off I-75 exit 354, the award-winning and newly refreshed Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala invites you to pamper yourself in one of our comfy guest rooms. Enjoy our free and fast Wi-Fi, heated outdoor swimming pool, 24-hour fitness center, and our deluxe continental breakfast. Other on-site amenities include a restaurant, putt-putt golf, and a car wash. Go happy, go Hojo at the Howard Johnson Inn of Ocala, proud sponsor of Friday night high school football on WOCA, The Source.
This week on the Marion County Friday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by the McDonald Allstate Agency, the Lake Weir Purple Hurricanes travel to Booster Stadium to take on the Vanguard Knights. Lake Weir looking for their first district win, go in facing the Knights, who have not lost in the district yet this year. This is a game you don't want to miss. It's Vanguard Lake Weir, Friday night. Pregame 7:15, kickoff at 7:30 right here on WOCA, The Source. Coming off their impressive 20-point victory over Louisville, the Florida State Seminoles travel this week up to Atlanta, Georgia to take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. This game is a 7 o'clock kickoff right here on WOCA, brought to you by Tri-Eagle Sales and Distribution, your Bud Light distributor in the Ocala area. Don't miss it. 7 p.m. kickoff right here on WOCA, The Source.
WOCA.
Whether you're building it up or knocking it down, get it done, rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals is here to make your job a little easier. Our knowledgeable staff will help you find the right equipment for any job, big or small. Did you know that Sunbelt Rentals carries heaters, air conditioners, generators, lighting, traffic control, and so much more? So whether you're building it up or knocking it down, we've got the equipment you need. Get it done, rent it now. And right now, for a limited time, you can have it for less. Just by mentioning this ad, if you rent it Friday afternoon, you can keep it the whole weekend and only pay for one day. But this is a limited time offer, so stop into Sunbelt Rentals today, Northwest 27th, just a quarter mile east of I-75. For more information, just give us a call, 352-369-9101. 352-369-9101. Sunbelt Rentals. Get it done, rent it now. 352-369-9101.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood. And when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. He made the decision last night. The announcement this afternoon at the White House, flanked by President Obama and wife Jill Biden. The vice president says he's not running for president.
I believe we're out of time, the time necessary to mount a winning campaign for the nomination.
Candidates Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, and Martin O'Malley calling Biden a good man with much more to offer the country. The U.S. wants him gone. Russian President Vladimir Putin welcoming Syrian President Bashar al-Assad to Moscow. It was Assad's first trip out of his country in 4 years. He wanted to thank Russia for supporting his regime. They both signed the papers, but reality star Khloe Kardashian and former NBA star Lamar Odom calling off their divorce. Odom found unresponsive at a Nevada brothel last week. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a clean, smooth shave from a quality blade. The sort of shave that cuts clean, without the burn. So why are you messing around with generic razors that cost $32 for an 8-pack? When you can shave with Harry's high-quality German-engineered blades for half the price. And if saving money and a clean shave isn't incentive enough, Harry's will give you their starter set, complete with a razor, 3 of their world-famous blades, and shaving cream for just $15. And shipping is always free. We'll also give you $5 off your first order. Our way of saying thank you for trying us. How are we able to save you all this money and still give you the best shave you'll ever enjoy? By owning the factory that manufactures them. That's how. So go to harrys.com right now and enter code 9911 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 9911.
Yes, it's time again for Buddy Martin. Call him up and tell him what you're thinking. But be kind because he's doing the best he can.
I'm just sick of all the amateur stuff, you know? I mean, like... If I'm paying top dollar, I want a little production value, you know, like some editing, transition, something, some music.
Don't worry, we didn't leave you.
He's gone? He's not gone. That's the whole point. He's never gone.
Our bosses say we gotta stay.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei. It's time for the second hour of The Voice of Ocala. Hoo-ah!
You ever come across anything like time travel?
Come on, stick around. It's free.
If you win, you win. If you lose, you still win.
Welcome back to the program. Buddy Martin joining the program in progress always on a Wednesday. It's Coffee with the Mayor, our sartorial, popular, bon vivant mayor, man about state,
The guy who brings a certain class to our city, and
see, now he's kissing up to you, Kent.
Well, I want something. I'm getting ready to ask him for something. So, good. Welcome back. Thanks for the coffee, Mayor. It's called Coffee with the Mayor, and I appreciate that very much. And I'm reading my paper this morning. I'm thinking, man, all the stuff going on here. We like to talk about things that are going on, and I know you love the idea you're downtown, and you've convinced us that's the linchpin for everything else on the. So we've talked about it a lot in this program, and happy to have Nick Robinson and Terry on talking about the Alarian building and now all this going on with the airport. So it seems like this is dovetailing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Excuse me. We've been working on the airport, for a while, but we're getting to the point now where Shelter is about to get going on doing the terminal, the parking lot. We're changing the runways to accommodate more larger aircraft. So, a lot of these things that we've been working on for a number of years are finally coming to fruition. Excited about that.
Yeah, I'd have to ask this question because I know it's one that's obvious. But yesterday we talked to Terry and the Castro family. So we love our airport. We're excited about the plans. It seems like this is pointing in an obvious direction. Naturally, FedEx, when it gets going here, is going to need some airports. And I'm sure that somewhere in the back of somebody's mind, one day in here that we could have a small airline. We could actually service some of the other places. And look, there's places like Punta Gorda and places like they have like Allegiant Airlines and whatever.
Allegiant's a great airline for a place like that.
And is that something you hear any talk about ever?
I hear about that. My wife flew up to Asheville and she said, the little magazine that's in the back of the seat, it was about Ocala, Marion County. So I wanted to reach out to them and call them, see if there would be some interest there. Obviously they have to make money. So I don't know if that's something you'd have to subsidize for a short period of time, or if they think there's a market here. But I think, once we get the terminal built, there may be, a need for that. I was talking to someone from, I think it was American Airlines that works out of Gainesville, and mentioned to them in San Francisco, I think it was San Francisco, about doing some of that. And so you never know, there might be.
Think about it. We are a transportation center. What we've been since DeSoto came through here.
Right.
We've been a transportation center. We are still one.
Sure.
We're not, obviously FedEx is part of that. Our highways all run through here except for 995.
Right.
We've got rail service now picked up. We have a lot more trains coming through now. I think 6 or 7 more days than we had before.
Right.
It seems as though this is developing, and we're past the time where we're just like, why do we have to drive an hour to Gainesville? I can get to Orlando in an hour and 20. Why do I have to go to Gainesville?
Sure.
And we're talking about a small feeder airline, even if it goes twice a day to Atlanta or Miami.
Right.
It'd be
then
perfect.
You can fly anywhere in the world
you want to.
there.
Exactly. You only need those 2 points, and you got service. And plus, you add in FedEx, and then you add in the thoroughbred industry, which does a lot of transporting of animals.
Right.
It just seems like, I know they do a nice job, Mr. Grow at the airport and all that stuff. They do a nice job, but
sure.
I'd like to dream sometimes, and you do too.
Oh, absolutely.
And vision, like our friend says, where there is no vision, people perish.
That's right.
And that comes from Proverbs, by the way.
Right.
It just seems like it's something would be a natural for the future as we grow as a city. And we're starting to see, I saw today that a new Japanese restaurant is opening up out at Market Square, which is good. These new restaurants popping up.
Sure, good.
Ever so slowly. What are you feeling right now about some of these things? Are you feeling a sense of momentum? I know you're always upbeat, but do you feel better now than you did 6 months ago?
Yeah, I do. We've got the parking garage that's about to happen, and that'll be done this time next year. It's going to be done before FAFO starts. So that's a year. FAFO's this weekend, so that will be done. We're going to get this hotel resolved one way or another on the 3rd or the 5th. I can't remember, whatever the first Tuesday is in November. Whether to do it with Mr. Guyquad, put it back out to bid, or
so that's not a done deal, huh?
No, sir.
Really?
No, sir. There's some controversy there. There's some issues that need to be dealt with. before we make any decision, or council makes any decision on that. But so anyway, but yeah, I mean, I'm feeling good. I mean, these are just things that we've worked on for such a long time, but they happen to be all occurring somewhat the same
almost
time.
simultaneously.
Yeah, which is good. For years and years we tried to do something with Landmark, get them to work with us and be a little bit more proactive, and they weren't able to do that. And this type of airport, that's not really their niche. It is for Sheltair. So we've been excited about the relationship that we've had with Sheltair, and I think Sheltair is excited about being in Ocala. I think you'll see a lot of wonderful things happen at that airport.
Really?
Sure. And think about it. I mean, that's the first impression that people get when they come in. From,
they called it a new gateway. Is
right, a gateway. I mean, think of that as a gateway. I mean, my goodness. You've got all the equine industry coming in here. You've got all the football teams come in here. But especially the equine industry and all the business community that comes in and out of there. I mean, that's their first impression of Ocala. So we want to make it a good one. And you never know what else might occur from that, because a lot of those people that fly in that are in that equine business, they own other businesses.
Yeah.
Horses are a hobby for a lot of those guys. So it's you want to make a good impression on them.
The one thing before we go to break is small. You mentioned it, just passing. At least 5, sometimes 6 times a year, college football teams fly in here. Because you meet them at the Hilton.
Sure.
If you put together, he meets them at the airport. Actually, I mean, the airport.
Right.
And if you add up the dollars they spend, first of all, they use the airport. Then they go to the Hilton and eat food there. They go to Mark's. They have a large Cindy sold out every Friday night before a home game with people who take a bus down there.
Sure.
There's a lot of money coming into the community just those 6 weekends.
Oh yes.
And plus, some people stay in Ocala overnight instead of going to Gainesville.
Right.
But they charge you for 2 nights in Gainesville.
Oh, do they?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
You stay in Gainesville, they charge you for 2 nights, so they come here and stay instead
of the game.
So it is what we are. This is what we are, and why not take more advantage of transportation? And we don't have to be the main cog. We can be just around the circle there, and there's business to be gotten. Yeah?
Well, and I've always said, it's not a bad thing to be 35 miles from the University of Florida. Mm-hmm. That has its pluses.
Mm-hmm. Well, somebody told me the other day, and I agree with this wholeheartedly. They said they don't Gainesville. Everybody always thinks Gainesville has advantage over Ocala. They said that's just incorrect. Yeah. You take the university out of Gainesville, they got nothing. Yeah. You can take one thing out of Ocala, and we still have great things here.
Right.
Well, I have friends in Gainesville.
Folks in Gainesville. I mean, people in Gainesville love Ocala.
Yeah,
I speak with.
Yeah, and I've got friends, and you've got friends, and I know people who have businesses in Gainesville.
Right.
And they say, you talk about a business atmosphere. The business atmosphere in Gainesville is not nearly what it is in Ocala in terms of getting things done. So people say this is a lot of my friends want to say, well, they're anti-business in Gainesville. They're very pro-business in Ocala. So
they've gotten a lot better.
Those kinds of things can have anyway, just something to think about. And when we come back, we will talk more with the mayor about the situation downtown, which is one of your pride and joy. We're trying to make things safer. Sure. We had some businesses of the year named by the CEP. We will talk a little bit about the properties bought apparently out on I-75. And Arnell Carriers bought that.
Maryland.
Yeah.
Yes.
So not apparently. Yeah.
Well,
apparently meaning this is what happened. I'm just reading the headlines. I'm not. I mean, have you seen the contract? Okay, just asking. We'll take a break. Come back more after this time out of the Voice of Ocala. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's national magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala. Prestige. It's all there in our name. Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Over the past 10 years, most fire stations phased out the poles and replaced them with either stairs or the latest weapon in firefighting, the fireman's slide. Simply locking eyes with somebody makes them seem more attractive than someone who isn't looking your way. You're going to love this new type of therapy. It's bibliotherapy. Basically, a therapist recommends books to help you work through whatever issues you may have.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Coming off their impressive 20-point victory over Louisville, the Florida State Seminoles travel this week up to Atlanta, Georgia to take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. This game is a 7 o'clock kickoff right here on WOCA, brought to you by Tri-Eagle Sales and Distribution, your Bud Light distributor in the Ocala area. Don't miss it. 7 p.m. kickoff right here on WOCA, the source.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge, undercutting, rust-proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking: will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Back with Mayor Kent Gwynn. Coffee with the Mayor on a Wednesday. Always like to talk about what's happening in our fair city. And you've got there's some issues downtown that need to be sorted out. And one of them is that, people sometimes get accosted by strangers.
Right.
And in this day and time that we're in, anything is a little bit scary today because there's so much that goes on.
Sure.
You read and hear about the situation that happened last night. With a person who was accosted, and it was the national story where there was a guy in a van who was who had an officer approach him, unfortunately, and was playing clothesman and didn't know who it was, and apparently had a legal gun, and the cop shot him dead. But anyway, the point is that you don't want to be accosted downtown when you're walking alone, especially at night or even the daytime. And so there is the issue, no matter how much our heart may go out for them, and by the way, yours does because you work diligently to try to find a place for homeless people.
in Ocala, which we support wholeheartedly on this show. But there is an issue there. I don't want to say aggravation, but it's a nuisance, isn't it?
Right. Yeah. I mean, I've gotten, a number of emails and phone calls about panhandling downtown, and I had decided to do something about it, and coincidentally, I started getting a number of emails and phone calls right at that point in time with the panhandlers. So I had 2 police officers go down in the morning, and then during the heaviest time of that activity, then also got another officer that walks the beat and says hi to all the business owners and patrols the area on foot. And the business owners absolutely love it. He had Officer Fernandez had mentioned to me, he said, business owners had asked, is this something you're planning on continuing to do? And he said yes. He said, the mayor wanted this done, so we're down here doing it. And they said, oh, we love it. And so it's happening, and I think the panhandling activity has dwindled down. I don't see a lot of it, but that's just like in Iraq, I guess, or Afghanistan, when they went in and took a place, and then they held it. It stayed good. If you abandon it, they come back. So we're gonna hold our position and continue that, and as things start to grow downtown, we'll create a nice, safe environment for everyone, and things will be good.
Heartened by the news that the Castros are involved in the building over there at the Larian Bank, which they still own, by the way.
Right.
And they announced the plans to have the restaurant down below. And I was telling Terry yesterday, ironically, right across the street was the old Reese's Snack Bar, which is one of the places that used to be people that hung out downtown.
Right.
And we've talked about the north side for a long time. This is not deep into the north side, but it is something on the north side.
On the north side,
and it's a step in the direction which leads us down that path to Tuscaloosa Park and all the wonderful things we want to have in that corridor there someday.
Right.
How do you feel about that project? It's going to be turned around fairly quickly, by the way.
Yeah, it is. I saw Terry this morning and been working with her on that and talking to her about that. Yeah, I mean, I love it. They're going to put a nice kind of a whitewash, coat of paint on it and just clean it up with the entrance. It's going to be on the boulevard now instead of on that corner. Just a variety of different things. Do something neat on the downstairs. So yeah, I'm excited about it. I mean, I think the world of the Castros and Terry and her family. I mean, Bernadette's done wonders for this community. Her and her family, her mother and father. Just amazing family.
She's very popular in New York too. By the way, I got a text from her yesterday, and also she tweeted out that she was glad to have Terry on the show, and she offered up a mother-daughter appearance. Now,
oh wow, good.
Come on down to the Voice of Ocala. We're glad to have you.
That would
there.
Be wonderful. I'd love to
so we'll do that. So you went to the CEP luncheon today.
Yes.
They handed out the awards today.
Yes.
And congratulations to Veritex Consulting, Small Business of the Year honor, which of course is one of the 6 handed out. I should go ahead and mention the others that got it. They also had let's hear Medium Business of the Year, Rainey's. We know Rainey's trucks stopped for many years. Right. Large Business of the Year, Ocala Health. And then Manufacturing of the Year, Admiral Outdoor Furniture.
Right.
And Startup Business of the Year, Zone Health and Fitness. And Nonprofit Business of the Year, the Florida Thoroughbred Breeders Association, FTBOA. So you were there. How was the atmosphere?
It was great. I think they had probably, at least 300 people there. And they opened another part of the auditorium. So yeah, it was wonderful. Let me say something about Rainey's. There's Rainey's Truck Stop, and then there's Rainey's. What they're doing, I mean, they're selling custom parts to truckers, and you can buy them online. You can buy them there. And that's an amazing business. They've got 100,000+ square foot building there that they're redoing. It's an old Skyline mobile home building. They're on 40, and it's going to be really something. But the funny thing is we were standing there, went over there with Felicia Judd and some other folks that we were doing some consulting with us, and I told Mr. Rainey and his son, so I said, so y'all are brothers, right? And the father said, "Man," he said, "you just made my day." And but I said, "Well, you both look young."
Yeah.
And so
they had been here many generations.
Oh, many generations. I said, "Yeah, I know your dad, George." And so, but yeah, great family, and that business, you're going to see a lot of activity over there on that location, and from that business. That's about, I think they said that was a 20-acre site.
Wow.
It's a big site. A lot of room to grow.
Little piece of history about Rainey's. You're a little too young to know about this. Your dad might have known about it.
Right.
But there was a very tumultuous period in our town in the 60s when restaurants shut down.
Right.
And there were not many places to eat. Many of the restaurants closed down. And Rainey's Truck Stop was one of the places to go and eat. If you were out in a movie or whatever, that's where a lot of Ocalans would go and have a hamburger and whatever. Yeah, Rainey's was and they were still doing business, and so that's good to see that business sustained for so long. You know, what do you know about this Rural King and his business? They're talking about they obviously sell livestock feed, what have you, and they've got a new location now. They're from Illinois,
right?
And they're opening up a new place in Marion County, located on the US 27 corridor. So what do you know about that? Anything?
Yeah, I mean, I met the CEO. His father retired a couple of years ago, and this gentleman became the CEO. It's kind of like Tractor Supply, Walmart, Home Depot, kind of all rolled into one on steroids, and it's a huge company. It's a privately owned company.
80 stores.
80 stores, mostly up in the Illinois, that area, but coming like to the east and southeast.
Got 5 stores here in Florida already.
Right.
Leesburg, Crystal River, Spring Hill.
Yes.
Place you know, buddy, down there where you used to live, Bonita Springs.
Right. Yes.
And Lake Wales.
Yes. So, great young folks. They will do really well. They want to do a store on the west side. They're on 27. They're at 27th and Highway 27. And then they want to do one on the east side of town.
Yeah.
Too. And I think
so they're going to do 2 total.
Yes, 2 total. They're looking at that Albertsons building. Old Albertsons building is maybe one on the east side.
I wish somebody would do something there.
Yeah.
That's a huge building. I'm sure there are issues inside, but that building's been, and that whole complex has been sitting there for a long time without
Yeah, it has.
That's where the Social Security should have went. Instead of building a new building, that's where Social Security should have went.
Yeah, but that's still probably too big for them.
Yeah.
But
by the way, I just want to say I'm so thankful. You know this property. It's just a self-serving, and let me be indulged. I live on 22nd Avenue. You know the eyesore we've had next door to my house.
Oh, yes.
It was abandoned.
Yes.
It was on the front page of the paper a couple of years ago. You've looked into it. Others have looked into it.
Somebody bought it, right?
Somebody bought it, and they're redoing it, refurbishing it, and they're fixing it up, and we're so thrilled.
Somebody's
we'll have
flipping
that
house. You and Johnny going to bring him a pie or something?
Absolutely.
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Absolutely we are. And then there's 2 stories down from that. There's another house, which, by the way, is not abandoned.
Right.
It's just tied up in a family, and the relatives don't want to sell it. It's been sitting there abandoned. It's not abandoned. It's just closed.
Right, right.
But that's such a nice, as you know, nice neighborhood. And
Very
certainly,
nice.
I'm glad to see people coming in there. It really makes the difference. That old street there, which is still one of the iconic areas that was Woodfields, the first real suburban area 55 years ago where people built houses.
Yeah, I was looking at an old map we had in City Hall the other day, looking at our neighborhood, and that was just farmland out there.
Yeah, I know it well.
Yeah,
it's where the high school kids used to go and park.
Yeah,
you know that? Yeah,
I didn't know
Silver
that.
Springs. Oh yeah, the park and smooch. We called it by those days. That's as dangerous as it got. Out there at Woodfields and at Silver Springs, the park out there. Yeah, a little history there for you, Kent. I'll give you a little background. All right, so. Anything else we need to touch upon in terms of any new business, any new projects? Let's do this. Let's go back and revisit the Vision to 2035.
Yeah, that's coming up. Council's going to have a workshop on that.
Yeah,
pretty
that's
shortly.
why I want to talk about it. After the break, kind of because you know how the rule of 7 is.
Sure.
They don't hear it until the 7th time. We talked about it 6 at least on the program. But let's go over the plan because I know Tom's excited about Tuscola Park.
I am. That's my jigsaw. I was going to talk to the mayor about the jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah. So we'll do that next, and we'll discuss the vision. Where there is no vision, people will perish. Just remember that, all right? I think we'll remember that for a long time. Mayor Kenigwin's in the house. We're having coffee with the mayor, and I'm soon to hear the music any moment now. Which means, there we go. Which means we'll take a break. More coming your way right here on the Voice of Ocala. Stay tuned.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
People make all kinds of mistakes with life insurance, like having some coverage but not enough to keep your family in the house, or only having life insurance through work and then losing your job. Want to avoid those mistakes? Get an Allstate agent. They can help you get the coverage your family needs at an affordable price. Are you in good hands?
Hey, this is Kevin McDonald. Make your family your priority. Let's get together and review your life insurance today.
Life insurance offered by Allstate Life Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois, and Lincoln Benefit Life Company, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens, has created the perfect bottle for whatever happens. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. It's made of 100% chill holding aluminum, so you know it's cold. It's tall and sleek, so it's refreshing. And here comes a twist. It's reclosable, so you know it's always up for whatever. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. Just bring it. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Central Florida is well known for our love of horses, and here at Seminole Fence Company, we have over 20 years of experience in providing quality fence products and services for farm and residential properties. Let us surround your property with a fence that provides privacy, security, and of course, stunning appeal. Don't wait. Contact us today at 352-208-0959 for a free estimate. Seminole Fence Company, working hard to build fences, working harder to build relationships.
If you need a sign or a banner for your yard or your business or your campaign, I'd recommend you go to Signs Unlimited at 318 South Magnolia in Ocala. Screen printing, embroidery, digital graphics. Do what I did when we needed signs for the Save the Marion Theater Group. Go see Vic Buttermore at Signs Unlimited if you want quality work with a fast turnaround from somebody who is deeply committed to his community and always ready to assist you. There's a reason Vic's slogan is, "It's our business to make your business better." Sign up for Signs Unlimited. Call 732-7341 today.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. He made the decision last night. The announcement this afternoon at the White House, flanked by President Obama and wife Jill Biden. The vice president says he's not running for president.
I believe we're out of time. The time necessary to mount a winning campaign for the nomination.
Candidates Hillary Clinton, Bernie Sanders, and Martin O'Malley calling Biden a good man with much more to offer the country. The U.S. wants him gone. Russian President Vladimir Putin welcoming Syrian President Bashar al-Assad to Moscow. It was Assad's first trip out of his country in 4 years. He wanted to thank Russia for supporting his regime. They both signed the papers, but reality star Khloe Kardashian and former NBA star Lamar Odom calling off their divorce. Odom found unresponsive at a Nevada brothel last week. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a clean, smooth shave from a quality blade. The sort of shave that cuts clean, without the burn. So why are you messing around with generic razors that cost $32 for an 8-pack? When you can shave with Harry's high-quality German-engineered blades for half the price. And if saving money and a clean shave isn't incentive enough, Harry's will give you their starter set, complete with a razor, 3 of their world-famous blades, and shaving cream for just $15. And shipping is always free. We'll also give you $5 off your first order. Our way of saying thank you for trying us. How are we able to save you all this money and still give you the best shave you'll ever enjoy? By owning the factory that manufactures them. That's how. So go to harrys.com right now and enter code 9911 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 9911.
Each morning, we wake up thankful to live in a free nation with liberty and justice for all. But sometimes those liberties can be put in jeopardy, and you may have questions about what to do or who to call. Let Doc Blanchard of Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland help you find the answers. Attorneys at law since 1974 and located in downtown Ocala. If you have legal issues, don't go it alone. Call 352-732-7218. Blanchard, Miriam, Adele, and Kirkland, helping protect your liberties every day.
Ooh, ouch. Does pain have you glued to the couch? Yes, unfortunately it's true that every year we must get older, but that doesn't mean we have to deal with pain in our back, knees, or shoulder. If your muscles and joints are sore, don't worry anymore. Come get acupuncture from me and you'll be pain-free. Acupuncture starts as low as $35 at a Better You Healthcare. Call me, Dr. Erica Olstein, at 615-5566. Stop your pain from driving you insane.
This is James Snyder, inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you.
WWOCA, WOCA.
Back on the Voice of Ocala. We can't help but talk baseball during the break. I mean, heck, you know, I'm having a hard time getting into baseball this year for some reason.
I don't know why. Joe Madden's on the bench. You should really be like me. You're a Joe Madden fan. I mean,
you keep on. I'll bring up Georgia Southern's record. Okay, just watch it.
They're 6-1.
Yeah. And by the way, I think Joe Madden will, in fact, take him back next year and watch him. He'll probably win the series next year.
He may win it this year.
3-0 is a little hard.
It's only happened once in the history of the game.
It's not happening. But you know what? He'll go out tonight and he'll say, "Hey, let's play one more. Give the fans another one, and let's go." He's got a great attitude.
Well, like Kevin Millar said in 2004, "Don't let us win tonight. Just don't let us win tonight, because who knows what'll happen."
Yeah. So Ken, I know you're a baseball fan, and you've gone to a few games in Yankee Stadium and all around down and over the Rays and what have you, and so on and so forth. So I got an idea. Okay. Let's get a baseball team here.
There you go. Hey, how about a single A?
Single A affiliated. Let's think a good brand.
Stripes, maybe.
No, got to go with a world-renowned brand. We're talking baseball, so the Cowboys won't. How about the Yankees? Could we do that?
There you go.
Could we do that?
There you go.
You know a guy?
One day.
I know a guy. One day.
Takes vision. Speaking of vision, we've discussed this on the show a few times, but it's good to go over it again.
Sure.
Vision 2035, something you were a part of as a councilman.
Right.
And it's something that the planners put together. And it's kind of the blueprint, our footprint for what's happening downtown and all the way through. It's not.
No.
Okay.
No, the master plan for downtown was adopted in the 2035 vision plan.
Okay.
That was one of the things I said, make sure you do not replace our master plan for downtown with that 2035 vision plan. So they didn't. They just had adopted it into that.
Okay, so that is part of the whole thing now. All right, so why don't you, well, we don't need to go into the master plan necessarily. Right. Let's go into the Vision 2035 and talk about what you guys envisioned when you sat down and talk about it.
Well, you know, we met with a lot of people in the community and the different parts of the community and said, you know, what do you want Ocala to look like, you know, in 2035?
When was this, by the way? 5 years ago?
Just before I became mayor. So, about 5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah. And so they said, we went over to West Ocala and, you know, looked at a lot of the properties over there. And it was more about creating ordinances that when the city developed, you would end up with the look that we want, changing how things were zoned, allowing different things in different zones. So as it grew, you would put these ordinances in place where it would look the way you wanted it to look, rather than just haphazardly saying, boy, I wish we could get so-and-so company there. I wish they would build it like that.
So planning. It's called planning.
Yeah, it's called planning. So, yeah, we We had things that were closer to the street, parking in the back, just a variety of different things. You know,
is that the way you talked about the two-way, replacing your one-way with a two-way streets downtown or not? That's been talked
downtown?
about. Yeah.
At
some point that was discussed.
We talked about it, but we haven't gotten to that point where we're going to do that.
Right.
Yeah, we've talked about that, a lot, and studies have looked at that too, but we're not there yet.
Okay.
But mostly you're talking about in the corridors, the gateways, 27, 40, what we want that to look like. There's some architectural renderings of some of those places, specifically at the interchanges and 40, that they look nice. However, you have to create the kind of environment that a company or a retail establishment would want to build something there, and that's what we're trying to do now. We're working on corridors like 40, 27, fixing code enforcement issues, helping acquire property to clear up, to do some things and create an environment where someone would want to come in there. We just had someone come down from I think it was Virginia, where Estrella and I and Felicia Judge went to Miami, and we were competing with cities all across the country to get a $500,000 grant to work with us to help us actually implement a lot of the 2035 vision plan.
And it's not the Main Street program, is it?
No, it's not Main Street, but they have access to some federal dollars, and I just think of that as bringing some of the dollars that the citizens here have sent to Washington back home. That's our money, and if we don't get it, somebody else is.
Yeah.
And it's not as though if we don't take it, they're going to go, well, gee, we're just going to reduce everybody's
Somebody's
taxes.
going to get it. Yeah, right.
And so somebody's going to get it, and I think it belongs to us, so we should absolutely get it. So, we're working with that group to help us do a lot of those things. So you'll see some things over the next, year, 2 years that will, some of that activity will start to come to fruition.
We did this with Terry. Let's start with the City Hall and go with Citizen Circle, which is now complete. We have concerts. Right. Now to the Sprint building, where there's going to be other dwellings that are going to be apparently at some point built, the brownstones or whatever.
Right.
And then we've got now the new plan for the hotel and the retail stores there with parking in between. There's the parking garage.
Right.
Now we're going to go north. We take the corner of Larian Bank, where that's going to be developed, and there's going to be restaurants and retail there, whatever, office space. On down Magnolia till we get down toward the corridor for Tuscaloosa. Talk about what that looks like. And now we've got the end game, which of course is to have that corridor where you've got the wonderful concert hall and the park right there.
Right.
It's all tied together by that corridor. Talk about that.
At one point in time, at some point in time, Seminole Stores has been there forever, since I think the 30s. We've had this conversation with Mr. Branch about relocating that, and I know that Ken McGurn had talked about putting townhomes and things like that along where Seminole Stores are.
The lake there,
look back
around the lake. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then if you did that, then that would cause some of that property on North Magnolia where Jimmy Walton has, where the old WMOP, that would completely transform that.
And now you got a train station, which are all the things you're doing now.
Max, they put in Max down there.
Would transform that into, probably a lot of retail, because it serviced the, residents that are right on the other side of the railroad track. So all those things ultimately will happen. I've talked to Mr. Branch, and they do have property somewhere else, but and they could relocate. But there's, again, like I said earlier about wishing and hoping, you have to actually incentivize people to get them to do the things that you want to happen. Mr. Branch is an extremely nice man.
Yeah, Greg's a good guy. He spends a lot of time in Montana.
Yeah, the best.
I was at his house recently for a family function, and he still loves his city, but he loves that Montana man. Really
I bet. I don't blame him.
Let me ask you, so when you think about everything Buddy just listed,
And then you throw in the Max, how it got going to open at the train station down there. You've got a vision that now goes from as far south as the power plant area, coming all the way down the corridor through Tuscaloosa out to where the Max is going to be and everything. And then you got the last thing I see, it looks like the city's almost finished a jigsaw puzzle perimeter.
Right.
Because, the best way to do a jigsaw puzzle is do the outside first and then fill in the middle.
There you go.
And it looks like the Gaslight District, the envision of the Gaslight District, the outside perimeter will be done then.
Right.
And then it's just a matter of putting in the middle pieces to make it a vibrant area.
True. And, one of the gentlemen that really took a leap of faith, Ted Schott, when he did Madison Commons, where some engineering, his law office, there's another place there, escapes me, that's there. I mean, very successful project that he did. So that corridor, is starting to take shape. Now, there are a couple of vacant lots there that I would love to see someone do that Judge Sawaya owned, that we tore down, some of that blight that was there. So I would like to see someone do something with that. Judge Sawaya owns them. I'm sure he'd love to get rid of them. That would be wonderful if we could see someone do something there. But you just have to create that environment where someone's going to want to, do that.
Well, Mr. Mayor, we got a phone call real quick. We got Hugh on the line. Hugh, you're on with Kent Gwynn, the mayor of Ocala, Buddy Martin, and Tom Schmitz. How are you?
Very good, and thank you for taking my call, and hello, Mayor.
Hey, Hugh, how are you?
Very good. I just love Ocala, and I love downtown Ocala, the square area. I get down there as much as I can. My stepson lives about 3 or 4 blocks away on 14, which is great for parking and walking into the different events.
Sure.
A question I have is, to me, it's a terrible eyesore. It's those railroad tracks and that road down there. Can that ever be rerouted somehow or changed?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thanks for the call, Hugh. Thanks for the call.
So one of the things that I had talked about was just getting rid of the railroad tracks, but that conversation didn't go very far. However, what's about to happen is they're going to move the railroad tracks a short distance to one side or the other, I think east, about 2.5, 3 feet. And then they're going to take brick pavers and pave all of that area. It's going to be a pedestrian walkway that would go all the way over to Tuscaloosa, landscaped, and it'll be very attractive. So we're going to clean that up, and that's imminent when that project will start.
Real quick, Tom had a comment. When he was out there at the new Riley Arts Center, that you could hear the train coming right through there. And you think about those situations. Is there a way
to
have a quiet zone or something? I don't know what will happen.
Yeah, there's a thing called a quiet zone that you have to apply for and work with the CSX or Northern Railroad, whoever it may be. And yes, that can be done.
All right, all leading up to this moment when you're going to trounce the Tribune.
Oh no, he
was always already trashing.
He's already said he doesn't even want to play.
What? He was trashing earlier.
Said he doesn't even want to play.
I looked up your record, by the way. It's pretty good. You're like 3-2 against him, so you're pretty good.
You need to look at the records again, pal.
Anyway, so he's been beaten by a lot of people lately, so it's no big deal. It's no big deal. All right, we'll take a break. Come back. If the mayor's still here, he'll play Fake or Facto against the Tribune right here on the Voice.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Do you experience body aches, joint, or a muscle pain all over your body? Does it keep you up at night, interfere with your day, and leave you feeling tired and in pain? You could be suffering from fibromyalgia. Renstar Medical Research in Ocala is conducting a research study of investigational medication for individuals between the ages of 18 and 75 who have had widespread body pain or tenderness for at least 3 months. Qualified participants will receive study-related medical care and investigational medication at no cost. Compensation for time and travel will be provided, and insurance is not necessary to participate. If you experience body aches or suffer from fibromyalgia and would like to find out more information about this fibromyalgia study, please call Renstar Medical Research in Ocala at 352-629-5800. That's Renstar Medical Research, 352-629-5800. Renstar Medical Research, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today.
Hello,
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day, whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands. At Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
We are The Source, WOCA.
Howdy, folks. R.L. Hemp to tell you about Dairy Queen at Silver Springs' current specials. These folks are on fire, or at least their real char grill is, cooking up some tasty specials. Their $5 lunch specials are unreal, including bacon cheeseburgers, flamethrower burgers for the brave, chicken strips, and chicken wraps, all including fries, drinks, and a sundae. Nobody else does it like that but Dairy Queen Silver Springs, where they always treat you like kings and queens.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Hank Whittier will be on the air from Vets Helping Vets, bringing you veterans news as he does each and every Thursday.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
And then Doug Jackson will be on. He's the president of Charity Vision International, a nonprofit organization that provides doctors in third world countries the skills and equipment they need to conquer curable blindness.
Dr. Steve Stahl is a post-traumatic stress disorder expert. He'll be speaking about the truth about post-traumatic stress disorder.
And then Scott Softgy and Mary Van Dyke will be on. They're talking about the results of the national survey that reveals that patients are suffering needlessly.
Tom Krautler is the co-host of the Money Pit radio program. He'll be speaking about cutting-edge home improvement trends.
And then from Newmail Medical Center down in the Villages, Justin Pulliam and Dr. Christopher Asandra will be on talking about the latest in sexual dysfunction treatments. All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Back for the final couple minutes with the mayor. Coffee with the mayor every Wednesday, and enjoyed today's session. Always good to talk to you, Mayor. Anything on the horizon that we should think about now before we go to a fake or factoid? Any big dates coming up next couple of weeks or any?
Well, I mean, golly, this weekend I think there's so many things going on. It's unbelievable. You got FAPA, you got Macintosh going on. Tyrone Young's funeral is Saturday at 11 o'clock.
I'm glad you brought that up.
At Hopewell Baptist Church. I'm going to be there, say a couple of words.
Very popular young man.
Good man.
And by the way, losses of 3 people recently. We've mentioned them all. Tyrone Young, of course, a great player for the Wildcats, as well as Florida and the Saints.
Yeah.
And then you've got Bruce Mozart, who of course is an iconic figure here. And on top of that, now we had Jim Jernigan. So we've lost some really important people in our community. And it's good to remember them that way.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you're prepared, ready to go?
Yes.
Okay, can we have the music, please? Fake or factoid, the mayor versus the Tributator. Here we go, and I think the mayor is a 6-5 favorite to win this one. Here we go now. Fake or factoid? Number 1. I don't hear any music.
Well, it's because it was shut off over here.
Okay.
I had to unmute some things.
Okay. Finnegal's Law was the one that went, anything that can go wrong will go wrong, not Murphy's Law.
Fake.
Both say fake.
Yeah.
Anybody want to change their answer? You should have. It's facts. Number 2, Eddie Murphy is best known for his role
as a New York cop?
Fake.
Best known? I'd probably say fact.
Fact. Tom says fake.
Tom's right because it's a Detroit cop.
Also a Beverly Hills cop.
Right, but he was from Detroit in Beverly Hills.
That's right.
All right, Mary, you got to hang on now. You got 2 down. Hear me out. Daniel Murphy is best known in New York today for his role on Broadway. Tom, you got to go first.
Fake.
Fact.
You want to change your answer, Mary?
Sure.
Yeah, you want to change your answer. Yeah, he wants to change his answer. Okay. Yeah,
That's such an easy question.
Tom knows because he's a great baseball player right now. He's tearing it up for the Mets. All right, here you go. This is going to be the deal breaker. The proverb "a stitch in time saves 9" was coined in a New York firehouse when a fireman in Queens kept ignoring a 1-inch split on his pants until he slid down the pole. His pants split and he landed on his head, requiring 9 inches to sew up the cut under his chin.
Fake.
That sounds so odd. I would probably say fact.
It's fake. I went to a great deal of effort to write that out. So, the last one was a clue, quote unquote, originally meant a ball of thread. This is why I wanted said to unravel the clues of a mystery.
True. Fact.
It's fact, yeah. Finally, the number: 100-pound person on Earth would weigh how much on Mars?
0.
100-pound person on Earth would weigh how much on Mars?
600 pounds.
Oh.
Well, you can go under if you want to win that, but I mean.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's no gravity there.
All right, what do you say? You can just say a number.
3.
20, you said.
20. Well, you're close. It's 38 pounds on Mars.
Oh, there you go.
All right, thank you, Bear Gwynn. Appreciate it very much. Coffee with the Bear. Stay tuned. Coming up, Buddy Sports Page next, right here on
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Your quality of life is meant to be fully enjoyed each day. The doctors at Ayers Global understand that and strive to provide a quality of life for you that has no equal. Ayers Therapeutic Services combines naturopathic and family medicine to help all your health needs. Diabetic management, hypertension, pain management, and anti-aging are just a few of the services offered by the Ayers family. Call 352-512-0222 today, and Ayers Therapeutic Services will help you begin to understand that better health begins with you.
Stay with us and sleep better at the Sleep Inn and Suites of Ocala Bellevue, located next door to Don Garlett's Museum and a few minutes from Florida Horse Park. Our award-winning, newly refreshed Sleep Inn and Suites offers comfy, clean rooms, free fast Wi-Fi, and service with a smile. Start your day with a deluxe hot breakfast and unwind in our heated outdoor pool. Our convenient 24-hour fitness and business centers allow you to stay on track whether you're here to play or to work. That's Sleep Inn and Suites Ocala Bellevue, proud sponsor of Marion County High School football.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens, has created the perfect bottle for whatever happens. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. It's made of 100% chill holding aluminum, so you know it's cold. It's tall and sleek, so it's refreshing. And here comes a twist. It's reclosable, so you know it's always up for whatever. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle.
Just bring it.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Welcome, Florida State football fans. Florida State's football program is all about performance, and the Seminoles are sleek and fast, just like Porsche and BMW of Ocala. Drive one today and experience luxury and refinement that only a Porsche or BMW can deliver. BMW and Porsche of Ocala enjoys this challenge of meeting and exceeding each individual standards. Come by and visit them today. Visit BMW and Porsche of Ocala, proud sponsor of Florida State football. 1515 Southwest College Road, or call 877-812-2396.
Coming off their impressive 20-point victory over Louisville, the Florida State Seminoles travel this week up to Atlanta, Georgia to take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. This game is a 7 o'clock kickoff right here on WOCA, brought to you by Tri-Eagle Sales and Distribution, your Bud Light distributor in the Ocala area. Don't miss it. 7 p.m. kickoff right here on WOCA, The Source.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood, and when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then, I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779. That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is the place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs, proud sponsor of Friday night Marion County High School football on WOCA, The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
We can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 63 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler, wife Jill, and President Obama at his side. Vice President announcing he won't run for president.
The president knew that the window for getting into the presidential race was fast closing, and it was only last night, according to a senior White House official, that he came to the conclusion that a third White House run was an impossibility.
I've concluded it has closed.
After Biden's announcement, Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton, in a statement, called Biden a good man and a great vice president.
Fox Radio's Decker, Albuquerque police looking for a motorist who fatally shot a 4-year-old girl in an apparent road rage incident on I-40 last night, pulling up next to the family's vehicle and opening fire. The Dow closing down 48.5, the NASDAQ off 41. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a clean, smooth shave from a quality blade. The sort of shave that cuts clean, without the burn. So why are you messing around with generic razors that cost $32 for an 8-pack, when you can shave with Harry's high-quality German-engineered blades for half the price? And if saving money and a clean shave isn't incentive enough, Harry's will give you their starter set, complete with a razor, 3 of their world-famous blades, and shaving cream for just $15. And shipping is always free. We'll also give you $5 off your first order. Our way of saying thank you for trying us. How are we able to save you all this money and still give you the best shave you'll ever enjoy? By owning the factory that manufactures them. That's how. So go to harrys.com right now and enter code 9911 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 9911.
How much time? 30 seconds. I'm on right now. I don't believe you.
Okay. Enough kidding around.
Ho, 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 ho.
And now it's time for the
Buddy Martin Sports Page.
He actually had me stay here last night in his gym.
It's like I don't fit in. It's like I don't belong here.
Let's go talk to a couple of guys that never gamble.
Oh, see, I made Lewis a bet here. See, Lewis bet me that we couldn't both get rich and put you on the poorhouse at the same time. He didn't think we could do it.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
And now,
here's Buddy.
Hello, welcome to a Wednesday edition of the Voice of Ocala Buddy Sports Page. Glad to be with you today. Midweek, and we're looking at last week and looking at next week, and we do talk a lot about football. There is basketball. I'm not ready for basketball. They're talking basketball, Tom. I don't want no stinking basketball right
Who's
now.
Tom? I'm not during the sports hour. I have a new name, pal. I'm not Tom during the sports hour.
What are you, two hamburger man?
PHAT.
Yeah, you got kind of toasted by the big boy today. I'm not going to say it. If you want to tell, that's fine.
No, I'm going to let it go. I'm going to let it go.
Bradshaw was on fire today.
Oh,
we pre-taped our show, and he's got your number. Let's say that.
You know what? You know what I can't wait for? What guy appeared on the Tonight Show with Jay Leno more than any other guest?
Bradshaw.
I cannot wait to see him and Jimmy Fallon interact.
Well, let me just say, he's been on Fallon, I think. By the way,
late night with Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah. By the way, and he's got a new movie called Bastards.
Yeah, coming out.
And J.K. Simmons is in that.
Right.
And so anyway, he told us about it. Anyway, we'll got more about Bradshaw later tomorrow on the show. You won't want to miss it. He's let's say he's struggling with his picks.
Yeah.
He's convinced there's a conspiracy of some kind that Tom has set him up for failure somehow.
Yeah, and he's convinced of that because
he's
been led to, let's just say that somebody's led him to water and helped him drink.
I got no part in that. He smells a conspiracy, and he pretty well knows that you, the man of a balanced diet, are involved somehow.
Yeah.
Once Bradshaw gets on you, there's no getting off of you. You know that, don't you? Okay, here's the deal. I am going to talk basketball today. You know why? Because Mike McGinnis, one of my favorite guys, although he's a football replay official in the SEC at a very high level.
So can we ask him about that? We can't ask him anything about replays then.
Yeah, he'll talk about replays.
Oh, so we can ask him about the fumble Saturday?
We could, yeah. And he'll tell us, explain to why, he'll give you the logic behind
why it wasn't overturned.
He's good with that.
Yeah.
And that's a good question, by the way. So I'm glad you thought of it. I'd forgotten. And then, of course, he was a basketball player at the University of Florida, and he's been here. He's been working he used to work for the city, used to run the municipal parks or the golf courses and what have you, and a long-time official and an all-around good guy. So Mike McGinnis will be here at 5:35. And meanwhile, this is kind of a good break for the Seminoles, who've been sort of hiding, lurking in the shadows, and no one's paying much attention to them.
You know,
which is kind of how you like it if you're a coach. You know?
Hiding in the shadows, if they can do so, not having lost a regular season game in 3 seasons.
Exactly. And you can on this year because no one's talked about them much.
Nobody.
Let's face it, their schedule's backloaded and back in. That's when their big games are. And the Clemson game, of course, is the one.
Well, I got a story that explains a little bit of why nobody's talking about them either.
Could be. Well, we'll talk. We'll be talking to the man pretty quick. Well, Irish Schofeld from warchant.com will join us here in a couple of minutes. And we'll talk to him about the Seminoles and what's going on there in the camp with Jimbo Fisher, and as they get ready to play Georgia Tech, a game that they should be able to win. Just want to say that a couple of notes here before you go to headlines. Brady Hoke says he would not have punted.
Neither would I.
Former coach of the Wolverines, who recruited most of those players,
right?
Says he wouldn't have. I'm thinking back to Don Shula back in the old days when they had a guy running around in the end zone. What would be the worst thing if you took a safety?
Didn't that kind of remind you of one of the most egregious plays in NFL history? Didn't that kind of remind you of the Garo Reapremium move?
And I was there for that.
You were.
Except
one of the greatest place kickers in the game.
He tried to throw a pass.
But he tried to throw, you could say that punter tried to throw a pass because he whiffed it and the ball just went right.
Unusual. And by the way, that particular kid, everybody's coming to his defense now. There's a lot of stories out about that, how people accepted him. And he spoke. He came out and spoke about it and handled it with utter class.
He kicked an 80-yard punt earlier in the game to flip a field.
So he's won America's hearts.
Yeah.
Anybody who's ever screwed up, and by the way, that would include everybody I know.
Right here.
Can identify.
You mean today?
Yeah. No, I mean in this hour so far.
Yeah, because I've done it, twice already this hour.
Yeah, there you go. And the other story is kind of interesting, and I don't know. We can talk about this for a long time someday, not today. ESPN getting a little heat from Fox Sports 1, laying off a large number of people, 350 people, and laying off. And, I didn't know this. ESPN provides Disney 69% of their profit. You know that?
Yep.
69%.
Yep. Almost 70% of their business is
Mickey
ESPN.
Mouse is about sports, right?
So ESPN is the driver behind ABC and Disney.
Product is weakened. I can see it, and I'll talk about that later.
So what happens when you hate on the Patriots and you're up in that area of the country?
Yes. Let's go to headlines and see if we can get this done before our Schofeld comes on.
Well, buddy, the Florida State Seminoles are flying below the record, below everybody's radar. Because of the Atlantic Coast Conference only has 7 teams above 500. Half of the 14 teams are below 500. Last year at this time, they only had 3 teams below 500.
That's below the Mendoza
line. And the
thing
is, 4 of them are bowl participants from last year. Georgia Tech 2-5, Virginia Tech and Boston College both 3-4, Louisville 2-4, Wake Forest 3-4, Virginia 2-4, and Syracuse 3-3.
That's a sorry bunch.
So that's why they're not getting to play, because that conference, as I call it always, the almost competitive conference, they have half their league is below 500.
But they've got Clemson.
But they do got Clemson.
That's going to decide the deal right there.
But I could envision a place where the ACC gets left out because of how weak the conference is.
I don't think so. I think this is for another time. I think the combination of Florida versus Florida State versus Clemson, somebody will emerge out. It could be Florida, who knows? But, I mean,
could be.
Somebody could emerge out of there for the playoffs.
The Mets and Cubs are at 3-0. The Mets, they beat the Cubs again last night, and Daniel Murphy, he is overpowering the Cubs pitching.
Babe Ruth?
He's just beating the cover off the ball.
Babe Ruth, yeah.
Yeah. They were 0-7. He went 0-7 against the Cubs went 0-7 against the Mets went 0-7 against Chicago in the regular season.
We'll get this right.
They got a 1.67 ERA and a 3-0 lead in the National Championship Series, behind dominant performances by Matt Harvey, Noah Syndergaard, and Jacob deGrom. So the Mets look like they're poised to get to the World Series, buddy. This story here, Rex Ryan just raised his eyebrows, said it was for personal reasons, that Percy Harvin didn't make the trip to London, a local guy that played at the University of Florida. He's been sitting out Wednesday practices he manages to help his hip, but he did decide not to go to Europe to play in London. He said it's personal reasons he can't go.
It's not an injury. It's not the problem.
No, it's not an injury.
Some people suggesting it could be passport issues.
Yeah,
there you go.
England's very stiff on who they let in and who they don't let in. And with his past transgressions, they may not have let him in. So, all right, that's your headlines.
All right, thanks, Tom. Take a break. Come back. Irish Schofeld next. Talk Seminole football right here on Buddy Sports Page.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM. We're live and local. The Source.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life. From everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant. Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is a place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs, proud sponsor of Friday night Marion County High School football on WOCA, The Source. If you've been hearing about the crowd at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill and were worried because you couldn't get in, I've got some good news for you. Seating is now available. While you're there, look up Chef Dave Del Rio. He'll buy you a drink. Now is the time for you to finally see firsthand what your friends are talking about at Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill. Try Chef Dave's tantalizing Louisiana menu. Check out those gorgeous Lake Weir sunsets. Eaton's Beach Sandbar and Grill on beautiful Lake Weir. Seating now available.
On the next AM Ocala Live, Hank Whittier will be on the air from Vets Helping Vets, bringing you veterans news as he does each and every Thursday.
News Bites, the hottest news and current events served bite-sized.
And then Doug Jackson will be on. He's the president of Charity Vision International, a nonprofit organization that provides doctors in third world countries the skills and equipment they need to conquer curable blindness.
Dr. Steve Stahl is a post-traumatic stress disorder expert. He'll be speaking about the truth about post-traumatic stress disorder.
And then Scott Softgy and Mary Van Dyke will be on. They're talking about the results of the national survey that reveals that patients are suffering needlessly.
Tom Krautler is the co-host of the Money Pit radio program. He'll be speaking about cutting-edge home improvement trends.
And then from Newmail Medical Center down in the Villages, Justin Pulliam and Dr. Christopher Asandra will be on talking about the latest in sexual dysfunction treatments. All of that plus Fun with Joe on the next AM Ocala Live right here on The Source, WOCA 96.3 FM.
1370 AM.
Coming off their impressive 20-point victory over Louisville, the Florida State Seminoles travel this week up to Atlanta, Georgia to take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. This game is a 7 o'clock kickoff right here on WOCA, brought to you by Tri-Eagle Sales and Distribution, your Bud Light distributor in the Ocala area. Don't miss it. 7 p.m. kickoff right here on WOCA, The Source.
What are the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking? Will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
And now it's time for the Tri-Eagle Sales and Distribution Report, your Bud Light distributor in the Ocala area. It's time for the Florida State Update, brought to you by Tri-Eagle Sales. And here's Buddy Martin.
All right, thanks very much, Tom. Thank you very much, Tom. And let's go right on the hotline right out to Tallahassee and talk to the man who covers these Seminoles on a daily basis. And I just want to say Ira Schofel of Warchant.com.
I was trying to defend Florida State here in the face of much criticism by Tom regarding the schedule of the ACC, saying it's really a garbage conference. And I tried to convince him that it's not the fault of the Seminoles. They're playing at a high level like Clemson, and everybody else is struggling to get to 500. So it's all about the game against the Clemson Tigers in the end, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it really is. I mean, their schedule has been very weak, and I think I don't think this season they'll make any apologies for it because I think they needed it. If Florida State had played a tougher schedule in the first half of the season, I think they'd probably have a loss or two because they just had to replace so many guys on offense. Jameis, Nick O'Leary, the offensive line, and on and on. And I think that they needed that early schedule, and it's worked out well for them. The downside would be if they did beat Clemson, that would really be their only. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
If they did beat Clemson, that would be the only significant win.
Yeah, and it seems like at the end, our show fell that this troika, Florida State versus Florida and Florida State versus Clemson, may have a major impact on what the Final Four looks like.
Yeah, it could. I mean, the winner of Florida State Clemson, I think if they go undefeated, Clemson's definitely in their schedule has been pretty strong, and they would certainly get a spot in if they go undefeated. If Florida State goes undefeated, they probably, they need some help. I mean, they probably still need, you'd like to think the ACC champion, if they were undefeated, would get in, but their schedule has been so weak that if there's 4 other undefeated teams or undefeated teams in Alabama, I bet you it would be an interesting conversation.
It is, and of course, the resume looks pretty good when you get down, as we were talking to one of the local Seminole boosters this week. Jimbo Fisher's record of the last 50 games, he's lost 3 times. That's unbelievable.
Yeah, it really is. And if you think back to where we were when that started, I don't know if anybody would have predicted it because, they had his second season, there were a lot of questions about Jimbo, whether or not he was going to be the answer after Bobby Bowden because, they lost those games. They lost 3 straight games that year to Oklahoma, Clemson, and then they went and lost to Wake Forest. And there were a lot of Florida State fans who were thinking that they may have gotten the wrong guy. And sure enough, the next year they start that run and haven't stopped since.
Precisely. As we talked to this local Seminole booster on the board at Florida State, we discussed that very thing. That seems to me it wasn't that long ago. People saying Jimbo can't keep assistant coaches, there are issues and et cetera, and is he the guy? And all of a sudden he turns it around. I guess he can thank Jameis Winston for a lot of that.
Well, there's no question, but I think this season is big for him because of that reason, as you brought up Jameis Winston. I think if they had gone, even though I think everybody understands they would have lost a lot of talent, and it's tough to recoup from that, if they had gone and come out and struggled and lost a couple of games they shouldn't have lost, and maybe gone 6-7-5 or 8-4, you would have had a lot of people saying, anybody can win with Jameis Winston. But by going, 6-0, they beat Miami, they beat Louisville. They seem like they're coming around. They seem like they're got it going a little bit on offense. I think this is a feather in Jimbo's hat, and I think it vindicates or validates him a little bit by what they're doing this year.
Indeed. And looking back when the season started, what were the question marks that you had? I know quarter starting was one of them because we thought Sean McGuire would be the guy. Turns out he wasn't, and Everett Golson was. I don't think we realized we didn't know what was going to happen to Dalvin Cook. Quite frankly, we weren't sure he'd be able to play. There were questions elsewhere on the squad. What have you seen from this team since then, and how have they progressed? And will some of those flaws, if you want to call them that, eventually show up in a game like Clemson?
Well, I think the big question I think the big question I had, and I think a lot of people have, is the offensive line. You go from you're replacing 4 starters on the offensive line, and the only returning starter in Rod Johnson had only played 5 games as a college football, 5 or 6 games as a college football player. So, no matter what they did at the skill positions or a quarterback, could they block for it? Could they provide the protection or open the running lanes? And I think they've done a good job with that. They've Dalvin Cook and that offensive line have been dominant at times, and I think that's kind of given them a chance with that defense to keep them in games long enough for the passing game to come around. Now, the last 2 weeks, Everett Golston's had 2 300-yard games. It seems like the passing game's coming around as well. So I think they're in much better shape, but I think, we have to see it go on the road and how this offensive line plays and how this offense plays on the road. When they went to Boston College, they only scored 7 points on offense. When they went to Wake Forest, they were not very impressive on offense. So this week at Georgia Tech, even though Georgia Tech's not any good on defense, it will be interesting to see how the offense plays on the road.
Yes, and one thing Golston has done is take care of the football. How much has Jimbo stressed that?
Well, I think it's been probably the first conversation he had when he got on campus. Golston had turned the ball over so many times at Notre Dame. And when we talked to Everett in preseason at Media Day, he said, and actually that's the only time we've been able to speak to him. Jimbo hasn't let him talk to the media all year. Since Media Day. No, he hasn't.
Wow.
But on Media Day, Golston said, when people asked him about the turnovers, the first thing he said was, that's not going to be a problem. That was his answer every time he came up. That will not be a problem. So I think that was what Jimbo told him is rule number one. Because they have a good defense and a good running game, you just can't turn the ball over.
Yeah. All right, so who else is developing on that offensive side of the ball? Obviously Travis Rudolph, but we know Dalvin Cook. But if something happened and Cook's hip got worse, which it could happen, who they turn to?
They've got a couple of young running backs. Jaquez Patrick from the Orlando area was a 5-star recruit. He's the one all the fans want to see. They also have a sophomore from Tallahassee, Jonathan Bickers. He's an impressive guy, but neither one of them is going to be Dalvin Cook. But really, what sparked their offense the last 2 weeks has been the wide receiver Kermit Whitfield, who's also from the Orlando area. He's a track guy. He's got great speed, and what they've started doing these last couple of weeks is hitting him on passes in the flats, and kind of, it's almost like an extension game. They put him in the slot, throw a little flare-out passes to him, and if he makes somebody miss like he did this past week against Louisville, he goes 70 yards for a touchdown. You're not catching him. So that's been a big addition to the offense. They haven't had the big play threat throwing it downfield the way they used to with Jameis, but they've done a better job of getting the ball in the hands of Dalvin Cook and Kermit Whitfield, two of the fastest guys on the team.
Well, I know it's way too early to talk about it because it's a game that isn't going to come about for a month or more. But how would Florida State match up against Clemson?
I think it's going to be interesting. I think Clemson's defense is a lot better than anybody expected. I think a lot of us looked at the losses they had. They lost so many guys from that defense that people thought they were going to take a big step back. But clearly, Dabo Swinney's been doing a great job in recruiting, and they're doing great. Their defense against the run, they're giving up less than 3 yards a carry. I think they're 11th in the country in yards per carry allowed as a rushing defense. Their passing defense has been very good as well. So that's going to be a tough win, man. Florida State's only chance, I think, in that game is to just have a tremendous night on defense and play well on special teams and maybe get a couple plays on special teams. I just don't think Florida State's offense, as young as it is, the way Clemson's defense is playing on the road, and if that's a night game, I just can't see Florida State's offense doing a whole lot in that game. So I really think they'd have to do it with defense and special teams to win that.
You're going to have a difficulty with those big defensive ends. Clemson's always got pressure from the outside. They go again this year. Golston's going to have to not make mistakes and obviously get rid of the ball because it's a whole different game when you got pressure, and they do bring pressure.
Oh, there's no question. And, Louisville's defense was scrappy. They're athletic, and they've got some guys who can play, but a lot of people have had success on offense against Louisville. Miami's defense is not any good at all. So while, I think Florida State fans are happy about the last 2 weeks, putting up 300 yards passing, 500 yards on offense, the reality is they probably didn't go up against great defenses. Clemson has done it. They've the first half of the season, they've been lights out on defense. Nobody scores on them more than 17 points maybe. And I think that's going to be a tough game for Florida State to get much offense going.
Final question for Ira Schofel. You can find him at warchant.com. By the way, you can subscribe to warchant.com. Give us the information on that.
Yeah, that would be great. There's always a 30-day free trial. If people want to check it out and see if it's something they like, they can sign up and get a month free and cancel at any time with no cost. But it's $9.99 a month or $99 a year if you decide you like it and want to stick with it.
Very good. In 30 seconds, are Seminole fans getting lulled to sleep? Do they really appreciate what they're doing in the middle of it?
That's a good question. I think people are appreciating this team. You know, last year I think a lot of fans were spent much of the year kind of being dissatisfied with the way they were playing and having to come from behind and getting frustrated at times. Nobody expected this team to do as much as they're doing, so I think people are enjoying this. But I don't know if anybody really appreciates what they're doing until it's over.
All right, warchant.com. Check him out. Ira Schofield, thanks for your time, Ira.
Thanks, buddy. Anytime.
All right, we'll take a break and come back. It's Mike McGinnis calling, by the way. And we'll find out what he wants. So we'll go ahead and take our break here in a second. And Mike will be joining us either by phone or in person, one of the two. Coming up next right here on Buddy Sports Page.
People make all kinds of mistakes with life insurance, like having some coverage but not enough to keep your family in the house, or only having life insurance through work and then losing your job. Want to avoid those mistakes? Get an Allstate agent. They can help you get the coverage your family needs at an affordable price. Are you in good hands?
Hey, this is Kevin McDonald. Make your family your priority. Let's get together and review your life insurance today.
Life insurance offered by Allstate Life Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois, and Lincoln Benefit Life Company, Lincoln, Nebraska. Central Florida is well known for our love of horses, and here at Seminole Fence Company, we have over 20 years of experience in providing quality fence products and services for farm and residential properties. Let us surround your property with a fence that provides privacy, security, and of course, stunning appeal. Don't wait. Contact us today at 352-208-0959 for a free estimate. Seminole Fence Company, working hard to build fences, working harder to build relationships. Need a car? Need financing? Need somebody to cut through the red tape and send you rolling down the highway? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Got great credit and just prefer a quality pre-owned car at a fair price from somebody you can trust? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Want to avoid high pressure to feel appreciated and be able to choose from a wide selection of AutoCheck and Carfax certified vehicles? Prestige Auto Sales is the place to go. Prestige Auto Sales in Ocala. Prestige. It's all there in our name.
Bud Light, the perfect beer for whatever happens, has created the perfect bottle for whatever happens. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle. It's made of 100% chill-holding aluminum, so you know it's cold. It's tall and sleek, so it's refreshing. And here comes a twist. It's reclosable, so you know it's always up for whatever. The Bud Light Cool Twist aluminum bottle.
Just bring it.
Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler. Wife Jill and President Obama at his side. Vice President Joe Biden announcing he won't run for president.
The vice president knew that the window for getting into the presidential race was fast closing, and it was only last night, according to a senior White House official, that he came to the conclusion that a third White House run was an impossibility.
I've concluded it has closed.
After Biden's announcement, Democratic frontrunner Hillary Clinton in a statement called Biden a good man and a great vice president.
Fox Radio's John Decker. Albuquerque police looking for a motorist who fatally shot a 4-year-old girl in an apparent road rage incident on I-40 last night, pulling up next to the family's vehicle and opening fire. The Dow closing down 48.5, the NASDAQ off 41. Fox News, we report, you decide.
Men, if you're like me, you appreciate the feeling of a clean, smooth shave from a quality blade. The sort of shave that cuts clean, without the burn. So why are you messing around with generic razors that cost $32 for an 8-pack? When you can shave with Harry's high-quality German-engineered blades for half the price. And if saving money and a clean shave isn't incentive enough, Harry's will give you their starter set, complete with a razor, 3 of their world-famous blades, and shaving cream for just $15. And shipping is always free. We'll also give you $5 off your first order. Our way of saying thank you for trying us. How are we able to save you all this money and still give you the best shave you'll ever enjoy? By owning the factory that manufactures them. That's how. So go to harrys.com right now and enter code 9911 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 9911.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Here's what you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Over the past 10 years, most fire stations phased out the poles and replaced them with either stairs or the latest weapon in firefighting, the fireman's slide. Simply locking eyes with somebody makes them seem more attractive than someone who isn't looking your way. You'll love this new type of therapy. It's bibliotherapy. Basically, a therapist recommends books to help you work through whatever issues you may have.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Don't get caught without your daily source of senior deals. Pick up your copy of the Senior Voice newspaper. It's your source for schedule and events tailored to seniors, with information you need, like a list of free events in the area. We even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company to you that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about them. For more information, call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223. And pick up your copy of the Senior's Voice at most any business up and down the 200 corridor.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
Your source for the #1 sports weekends. Fox Sports. Only on 96.3 FM, 1370 AM.
This is WOCA, News Talk 1370.
You know, we say this all the time on the program. We have the rule of 7, which is that when you tell people things, we think they know them, but they don't. We're guilty of the same thing. We don't always hear it right away. Actually, we don't hear it sometimes ever. What? But it is, you know, you assume when you assume something, you know what they say about that, don't you?
I've done it a bunch of times.
And yes, and so we assumed. Erroneously that Mike knew we were on the Paddock Mall, Mike McGinnis, but it turns out he didn't, and we apologize. But the good news is Mike is on the line, the hotline sounded clear, and Mike McGinnis, our friend of the show, a longtime Ocala, former Gator basketball player, formerly ran the golf courses for the city. He's not just formerly, he's very actively involved as SEC replay official, and now he's helping get this program going again at the Ocala Gator Tip-Off Club, which is so important to our community, and he's on the line. Mike, how you doing? I guess Mike's not doing too good. I'm not hearing him, Tom, after all that build-up.
I don't know. He should be there.
All right. Well, we somehow are not hearing Mike, so why don't we do this? You go ahead and dial him back. Okay. Go ahead and dial him back, and I'll tell him about the tip-off club while we're waiting. We apologize. We thought we had him nice and loud and clear, but apparently we didn't have him. This tip-off club thing is something you Gator fans know about. It's been around for a long time. Started with Augie Griner back in the days when Norm Sloan was the head basketball coach at Florida. And he started out having the Norm come down here and do some luncheons and what have you. And in fact, the first breakfast meeting, I think, was 5 people with Norm Sloan. And it grew out of that to the Ocala Gator Tip-Off Club to it got to where now the annual dinner was drawing, several hundred, if not 300 people. And it was always been special because Billy Donovan would come down and do the auctions and what have you. And, of course, in addition to that, the lunches and the breakfast. So Mike McGinnis has helped restore this somewhat. He's on the phone. Mike, we got you this time?
Let's try it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you fine. We're good. Good. Thank you very much. Sorry for all the difficulty. We want to talk about this tip-off club, but before we start, Tom's been badgering me about this, wanting to know, you think Mike could explain
the process behind the fumble of the Gator game last week when we thought Brian Cox had recovered the ball and it was overruled or whatever it was, and it didn't go Florida's way. Do you see that play?
I did. I didn't see it live. We were busy with something else.
Yes.
But, I saw it, and this was the Fournette fumble, right, that got over by the side, and I guess Hargraves pulled it out, and Cox looked like he had possession of it. We reviewed that as instant replay officials. You may remember that we have a big conference call on Tuesday afternoon.
Yes, I remember you telling me that.
All 10 of us are on there. All 10 of our assistants are on there, and then we have a bunch of other different people. We include the Sun Belt Conference now because our supervisor is the supervisor for the Sun Belt officials as well. So we have the instant replay guys from them, from that conference with us. And we looked at that. I don't recall. Help me remember. Was it stopped for a review? And we Gator fans thought that Florida recovered it inbounds, and the review said no.
Mike, it was ruled that he didn't have possession when his shoulders hit out of bounds, so it was ruled originally the ball went out of bounds, but then it looked like it didn't go out of bounds, and they said they can look at everything where his shoulders were when he got control of it and everything. And so the TV official, when they came on TV, they said it looked like that just wasn't enough to overturn it. It was called a non-recovery on the field, and they didn't have enough to overturn it to a fumble recovery.
But when you looked at the replay, you could clearly see Brian Cox snatch that ball before it went out. That's one thing we learned, didn't know at the time. And then there was a question of whether or not he was out of bounds first before he had possession. Right. And that gets in a sticky area about possession, which is so hard to judge. And we see it all the time in the NFL, whatever. Did he have possession when he crossed the goal line? And that's one of those areas that's so great. But that's what happened. Do you have what did you all talk about? Can you share anything, any knowledge on that?
Well, I think I'm on the same page with you now in regards to the same play. We saw like 16 different plays yesterday to review them, and several of them were targeting. But in this case, the ruling on the field was that the fumble was out of bounds. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, and then when the referee came on, the White Hat made the announcement. It is my belief that he confirmed the call on the field. Is that accurate?
He did. He confirmed it. He didn't say it stands. He said it was confirmed.
Not enough evidence, apparently, to overrule.
No, that's different. Stand means not enough evidence to overturn it. Confirm means it was enough evidence to say it was the right call originally.
Okay. So that was it. And
it wasn't enough, but it was indisputable video evidence, IVE. Indisputable video evidence to confirm the ruling on the field, and that's what he did. Now, let me explain what we saw.
Yeah.
And you were talking about possession.
Yeah.
The TV camera showed where Cox's two hands were on the football.
Correct.
Inbounds.
Yes.
And we all wanted it as Gator fans to be possession for Florida. But when he rolled over and touched the sideline, he had not secured possession officially at that time. And because he hadn't officially secured possession of the football when he was touching out of bounds, the ball was out of bounds.
Right.
And therefore, Fournette's fumble was out of bounds. And that, I hope that helps explain it for Tom. But that, and it's precarious, and it's very simply the Gator defense did not recover the football inbounds without touching the line.
Right, and of course, Gator fans see it differently. And I didn't detect a bobble, but I couldn't argue either way. It could have gone either way, and in this case, it went against the Gators.
When we saw it, and I don't know if we got a third angle. We get to see the coach's cut, which is not the TV cut, and he bobbled it. I didn't.
He did bobble it. Okay, well, you had a better angle on that for sure. But anyway, that was one of those things. So many close calls, so many plays. And Mike, can you say where you're working next week, or you're allowed to say that?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm going to Nashville. I've got Missouri and Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt. Okay. And you walked me through the replay booth up there a couple of years ago, but it was a little different than it is now, I think. Things have changed, and the process seems to be working pretty well, as far as I can tell.
I don't know what's changed, buddy, other than the Southeastern Conference schools have added a person in the replay booth. I was kind of anxious to get into your booth with you again and put on some headphones and tease you about looking like an instant replay.
We can do that again. It's always your schedule. You're the one who's got a busy schedule, and we'd love to have you come down next time. We'll be a little more precise about our directions. We didn't do a very good job on that. So we need to get some indisputable evidence about how to get here. That's what we need to do. So let's talk about this thing you're doing here. You got this Gator basketball tip-off club. November 3rd, you got a special tour of the basketball practice facility up in Gainesville with Mike White. It's a meeting in Gainesville, and you have a kind of a calling all basketball fans to coordinate with Coach White and the staff of this meeting, and this is going to be the kickoff to your season, which includes 3 more meetings, as I recall, the big one being January the 21st, the Weber Center, and all these others will be at CF. So tell us about this and how it's going, and I know Gator fans, people who don't know about the Gator Tip-Off Club, if you're a basketball fan, specifically an SEC and or Gator fan, this is something you got to be a member of. That's all there is to it.
Thanks, buddy, and that's a good lead-in, and I appreciate the opportunity to be able to speak of it. I know we're in week 8 of college football and maybe week 6 or 7 of NFL football, but we're trying to get our new Gator Tip-Off Club, Marion County Gator Tip-Off Club, well, it's actually Ocala Gator Tip-Off Club, going full speed ahead. And when I contacted you and sent you our information letter and asked you to be able to plug it for us, I appreciate the invitation to come down. I heard you say a little bit earlier as I was listening and hoping to be tuned in here and be able to speak. I don't know how we got disconnected, but I heard you say there might have been 8 guys at that initial meeting, maybe 4 or 6, whatever.
Yeah, about 5 or 6, yeah.
Well, there were 8.
Were there 8? Okay.
I was one of them, and all
right.
invited me. We had that tie together, having played there,
right?
In a year apart, and it was Norm Sloan, and we met over a little place. At one time it was called Bumpers back there in the corner of the one of those shopping centers out on 200, and just had a little get together, and Norm kind of kicked it off for us and with us, and it expanded greatly and been going ever since. And then it looked like it might fold this past year. The university had gotten in touch with, actually it was kind of a happenstance thing, but we were in touch with the university. The university was in touch with us, and it looked like it wasn't going to come about again, and because some things had to be done properly. And to be specific, Brad Fleetwood grabbed the bull by the horns and started contacting people and talking and finding out what needed to be done. So, because he's as avid a basketball fan as there is, and he's a true blue Gator, even though he's from Indiana and likes the Hoosiers. He got it going, and he needed to get a list of officers. And my name came up somehow or another when they asked me to be the president. I said, no thanks. Don't have time, especially this time of year with my football travels and all, but I'll be glad to help in any vein. And he went on and extended that to the fact that said, well, we've lined up some support people that can do all the handiwork for you if you'll just put your name on that list as the president. And I agreed to that. And since then, Brad and Drew Diddy, who is our vice president, and myself went up to see Coach White, and we wanted to find out if he would be good enough to extend what we had done in the past with the Augie Griner Tip-Off Club. And we explained to him what we had done in the past. It took quite a while, but he was just very, very receptive. And boy, you talk about a wonderful man, regardless of coaching basketball yet. He is one special person. I was just absolutely taken aback with how really neat he was. We sat in his office and talked to him, and out of the clear blue sky, he says, let's do this. The very first meeting you guys have, can you come to Gainesville? And we said, well, sure, yeah, we'll try. And kind of mumbled around. He said, here's what I want to do. I want to invite your club to our practice facility and tour the practice facility and offices. And then when you finish doing that, I want to bring you over to the Ocala Center and watch us do a practice.
Boy, what a special treat that's going to be coming up on the 3rd of November, right?
November the 3rd. That's right. And members of the club will be able to get to Gainesville. We've got a specific time. More information will come out about it later once people join. And And we're going to do that. That's the first meeting.
That's
so
great.
instead of the past, right, we used to meet for 4 breakfast meetings throughout the basketball season. And we'd always meet over at the Elks Club and have a nice breakfast and hear one of the coaches, maybe Billy one time, and then the other coaches come in. Matt McCall was popular naturally when he was the assistant there and being a local boy and came down. And we'd heard them all at one time or another. But because of his family situation, he's got 5 kids, Coach White does, and he's got a responsibility to help his wife get them to school. And he kind of brought this idea and said, let's do lunch meetings. And you guys come up that first meeting, and then we'll come to Ocala for the other 3 if you can do us for lunch.
Well, Mike, I know we're up against the clock here on this thing, and the computer's going to cut us off. But I want to get this in. We'll do this another time before the 3rd when we got a little more time and got better directions. But the annual dues only $75, and you got opportunities to to pay on PayPal, etc. Is there an address or email address or anything else I can give to folks who might want to know more about it?
I think the thing to do would probably be to write. Well, I tell you what, I'm not opposed to giving you my email address.
Okay, give it to me. All right.
Let's do that.
All right.
My personal email address is my last name, McGinnis.
McGinnis.
Correct, and the digit 6. McGinnis6 at Cox.net.
Cox.net. Your old number from Florida, number 6, right?
I wish. No.
Mike,
in the meantime, I'll gladly entertain any questions and try to respond. I'm on the road starting tomorrow again through the weekend, but I've got my iPad and computer access while I'm moving, so I ought to be able to touch base with anybody to touch base with us and be able to respond and give them an address or some information.
Sounds good, and if they can't remember all that, just write me at buddy@woca.com, and I'll get it to you, Mike. And we'll get you, when you got more time, we'll get you back in and talk about it. Thanks for doing this. This is a great thing for everybody concerned, and we'll talk about it numerous times before then, and appreciate it, and travel safely, my friend.
Thanks, buddy. See you, Tom.
Mike McGinnis. That's McGinniss. So, all right, we'll take a break, come back, wrap it up right here on the Voice of Ocala, buddy.
1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
On this episode of What Not to Do, brought to you by
Mike Scott Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
I thought I told you to call Mike Scott Plumbing to get this leak fixed.
I did call the plumbers. They were just here.
Let me get this straight. You're telling me Mike Scott Plumbing was just here?
Well, not exactly.
Well, then who exactly was here?
You know, the other plumbers. They were having a sale.
Is that why there's duct tape on my toilet?
Wait, I don't see any that duct tape. Well, at least it matches the grout color.
There's a reason we only call Mike Scott Plumbing. They're on time every time. They don't charge extra for nights, weekends, or holidays. And most importantly, and I need you to pay attention on this part, they actually fix it.
Okay, so you want me to try to fix it?
Yes, I do. By calling Mike Scott Plumbing, like you should have done in the first place.
Yes, dear. What's the number again?
You really should know this by heart. 866-314-4443.
Got it. 866-314-4443.
On next week's episode of What Not to Do.
Seriously? A helicopter?
Many of us are thinking about continued education for better job opportunities, and here is the place to learn what is available to you right in your own backyard. On Wednesday, October 28th at 10:05 a.m., Webster University, the College of Central Florida, St. Leo University, and the University of Central Florida will be our guests to let you know about the programs they offer. So be sure to tune in to AM Ocala Live on WOCA The Source at 10:05 a.m. on October 28th to learn what higher education opportunities are available to you.
Attention homeowners, if your sinkhole case was denied during the past 5 years or repaired, but there was little or no money left to finish fixing your property, you may qualify to receive up to $15,000 through a sinkhole repair management program in your area. This government program is offered to owners who feel that their sinkhole claim was unfairly denied or repaired, but there was little or no money left to finish fixing their property right. For a free inspection and consultation, call Sinkhole Savvy today at 813-403-7809. 813-403-7809. That's 813-403-7809. Sinkhole Savvy.
Welcome back to Buddy's Sports Page. Buddy, I know you usually bring it back, close out the show and everything, but I got a number for you. I got the number of the day. You ready?
Give it to me. 216. Do you know what that represents?
That's how much weight you've lost.
No, buddy. I know exactly where all my weight is. I hadn't lost any of it. I know where it's all at.
No, it's what you're down to, I meant to say.
No.
Oh, okay.
I had been 216 pounds since I was in the 10th grade.
Okay. Well, there you go.
216.
Hamburger in each hand. What is that number?
That's the number of people that came out to the open cattle call for place kickers at the University of Florida.
Yeah.
216 people.
Wow. McElwain said he found a good one at Colorado State.
He did. Said he found one that way.
So that's good. That'll be interesting. I wish I was there. It'd be interesting to watch some of those guys.
They asked what was the requirements, with NCAA and all. He said, right now, all we're worried about is to see if they can get it through the uprights. We'll worry about the NCAA stuff and all after the tryouts.
Does he have a pulse, or can he get it through the uprights?
He said, we'll worry about the NCAA stuff afterwards.
Yeah, we're talking about
walk-ons.
Yeah, because the kicker got hurt, obviously, and they're, who would have thought? And of all the things could happen to a team this year, and how they played so well to get to this point, they would do this without a kicker. And now here they are. Maybe Tom James could kick for them. I don't know.
Tom James has no college eligibility left.
He doesn't? He may have one in hoops. Speaking of which, we'll be talking CF hoops with him pretty soon, too. So
he's locked out anyway. We've locked him out. We're not even, By the way, he's got on a USC shirt, a disgraced college football program with a coach that couldn't stay out of the bottle. And that's what he's wearing in here. Although the hat rocks. So look at the hat.
Don't start with him.
Look at the hat he's got on now. Look at the hat he's got on now.
Uh-huh.
Pretty good looking hat there.
I don't know that hat. I want to say real fast, remember, Mike McGinnis at 6. It's McGinnis 6. McGinnis says McGinnis 6 at Cox.net, and that's the email address for the Gator Basketball Tip-Off Club. And if you don't have that and can't get it, you can always send me an email at buddy@woc.com, and I'll get it to Mike. It's a good thing. This Gator Tip-Off Club has been around for a long time. What we talked about with Mike McGinnis, they started out with 8 people at that place called Bumpers, and it became one of the not just the best around here, one of the best tip-off club, booster clubs of anywhere and any program for a long, long time. And I'm glad to know that Mike White wants to keep it going, because we've got a tradition in this town of being big Gator basketball fans.
Mike White, 5 kids. Boy, he is busy helping getting him off to school with his wife and everything, isn't he?
Yeah, speaking of busy, been a busy day. Always glad to have coffee with the mayor. Cool to have him come in and sit and talk with us, and the fact he brings coffee.
Yeah, I had Kristen Nast from Gateway Bank on earlier.
Yeah, and that breast cancer program they got going on out there.
Pinkoween, it's a Saturday.
Yeah, good thing. Good job, Kristen. Of course, Ira Schofeld joined us, talking a little Florida State football, and you heard Mike McGinnis. And so, on behalf of my broadcast partner, Tom Schmitz.
Wow. You remember my name today.
Buddy Martin. Have a great night, everybody.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And so is State Farm agent Angie Lewis, working hard to serve her community as a citizen and insurance agent. Angie wants to help you as you adjust your insurance needs to your life, from everything to helping educate your teen driver to protecting your family against everyday risk. She wants to change the way you perceive insurance by developing relationships with her clients, which is why Angie and her staff are proud to be a part of so many good causes in Ocala. In turn, she has chosen to single out those who step up as leaders. Each month on the Voice of Ocala, Angie spotlights a good neighbor, saluting those who give exceptional service or do random acts of kindness to others. For this, Angie was written up in State Farm's National Magazine. Angie also supports local businesses with a regular Biz Buzz.
Hi, I'm State Farm agent Angie Lewis. Come see me and my team for all your insurance and financial needs in the beautiful downtown historic district, 416 East Fort King Street, or call 291-2444.
Right on the southwestern corner of the square sits one of the finest dining establishments in Florida, Mark's Prime Steakhouse and Seafood Restaurant. Mark's offers big city dining amenities in a charming and small town setting. It's a rare treat to experience both the ambiance and the exquisite cuisine in a friendly atmosphere. Ocala's finest restaurant serves the finest beef, the freshest seafood, premium wines, and naturally fresh vegetables. From valet parking to splendid service, Mark's offers the complete package. Check it out today. Mark's Prime Seafood and Steakhouse Restaurant.
This week on the Marion County Friday Night High School Game of the Week, brought to you by the McDonald Allstate Agency, the Lake Weir Purple Hurricanes travel to Booster Stadium to take on the Vanguard Knights. Lake Weir looking for their first district win, go in facing the Knights, who have not lost in the district yet this year. This is a game you don't want to miss. It's Vanguard Lake Weir, Friday night. Pregame 7:15, kickoff at 7:30 right here on WOCA, The Source. Coming off their impressive 20-point victory over Louisville, the Florida State Seminoles travel this week up to Atlanta, Georgia to take on the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. This game is a 7 o'clock kickoff right here on WOCA, brought to you by Tri-Eagle Sales and Distribution, your Bud Light distributor in the Ocala area. Don't miss it. 7 p.m. kickoff right here on WOCA, The Source.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood, and when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then, I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Career Source Citrus Levy Marion brings together business and community partners, economic development leaders, and educational providers to connect employers with qualified, skilled talent and job seekers with employment and career development opportunities. Tune in the first and third Wednesday of each month at 9:30 a.m. to Career Source Citrus Levy Marion and learn how they can help you.
That was the sound of a tree falling. It could be your tree. You're going to have it trimmed, but never got around to calling Pride Tree Service. It could have fallen in a field, and now all you have to do is call Pride Tree Service, and they'll have it quickly out of the way for a great price. But don't wait until the tree falls. It may not fall in the field. It may hit your car, your house, or worse. So call Pride Tree Service today and avoid all those headaches before they happen. Pride Tree Service, 840-0750. That's 840-0750. We are The Source, WOCA. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Jane Metzler, saying there's not enough time left to launch a successful campaign for president. Vice President Joe Biden announcing he won't be running. Candidate Bernie Sanders' response:
I respect of the decision that he made.
Hillary Clinton and Martin O'Malley calling Biden a good man. Tomorrow, Clinton testifies before the House committee investigating the Benghazi consulate attacks. She hasn't even gotten her party's nomination, but Alabama Republican Congressman Mo Brooks is already talking impeachment.
There are very serious United States Code provisions that protect classified information, and if you violate them, can result in very serious criminal penalties, including loss of job.
Clinton's campaign running ads calling the committee investigation politically motivated. The Dow closing down 48.5, the NASDAQ off 41. Fox News, we report, you decide.
You know the story of Hansel and Gretel, where Hansel left breadcrumbs on the trail so they could find their way back home? That's what you do when you use public Wi-Fi, or shop online, or give out your social security number at your doctor's office or the bank. You leave breadcrumbs on the trail for someone to possibly steal your identity and take everything you own. At Life, we use proprietary technology to detect signs that someone has picked up your breadcrumbs to take what's yours. And unlike free credit monitoring services that only alert you, we have a dedicated resolution staff to help clean things up if all those breadcrumbs get messy. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses. But with LifeLock, you can keep doing the things you do every day and feel better protected. Isn't it time to help protect yourself from someone eating your financial lunch? Plans start at $9.99 a month. Right now, you can get 10% off. Go to lifelock.com and enter promo code NEWS.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
What are the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking? Will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Pozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Located next door to Silver Spring State Park and a few minutes from historic downtown Ocala, our award-winning Holiday Inn Express Hotel and Suites of Silver Springs is a place to stay for a friendly, memorable, and fun experience. Enjoy our fast and free Wi-Fi, complimentary hot breakfast, and free parking. Whether you're in town for work or play, our friendly staff will make you feel right at home. That's the Holiday Inn Express and Suites of Silver Springs, proud sponsor of Friday night Marion County High School football on WOCA, The Source.
Who doesn't love heading out on the boat with a family, hitting the ATV trails with friends, or blazing new stretches of highway with riding buddies? Your toys are your ticket to outdoor fun. At the McDonald Allstate Agency, we get to know you and help make sure you have all the right coverages. Plus, when you bundle your coverage for your car and your home with your boat, motorcycle, RV, or more, you can save up to 30%. So call the McDonald Allstate Agency today at 622-2333 or stop by one of our 2 Ocala locations at Calla Hills or the Jasmine Square Plaza.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Savings vary.
Hi, this is Brad. I want to take a moment to talk about a serious issue. In the next 5 years, the aviation industry is projected to have a shortage of commercial pilots. Now is the time to start training. Ocala Flying Club has started a scholarship for the youth of Marion County ages 17 to 24. The club will donate up to $4,000 towards a pilot's license. This will help get the student on their way to obtaining their commercial pilot license. If this sounds like something you would be interested in, or if you know someone that would be, please contact Ocala Aviation Services, 861-7484.
Robin, let's try a little plant trivia. Name this nursery. It's a not-for-profit and it teaches growing and caring for plants to their students.
Oh, that's easy. Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? It's a nursery conveniently located between Ocala and Bellevue.
Again, it's Kenny's Place.
Or how about this one? A nursery with a wide variety of just what you need or want at the most reasonable prices.
Kenny's Place, of course.
Kenny's Place at 7677 Southeast 41st Court. Give them a call at 867-1213. It's a caring place for people and plants. It's Kenny's Place.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. In addition to our pasture mowing service, we also offer fence row spraying. Now is the perfect time to get ahead on weed control for an overall aesthetic appearance. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440 or online at powellgene@yahoo.com. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440.
Saving America big money, one listener at a time. Get ready to save more, spend less, and avoid getting ripped off. This is Clark Howard.
Welcome to the Clark Howard Show, where it's all about you learning ways to keep more of what you make. Speaking of which, in a half hour, the world's most valuable company, Apple, there are new developments today that could save you money, potentially big money. I'm going to fill you in just 30 minutes, and 20 minutes from now, I have an update for you on something that I've been asked about a lot, Vemma, which is a multi-level marketing organization / pyramid. I'm going to tell you the latest going on with this organization that I have warned people away from for years. Right now, though, I got to tell you something about me. I didn't even give our phone number, did I? 877-87-CLARK. And remember, you can always follow me at facebook.com/Clark Howard. We'll hit you with alerts when there's new money-saving information for your wallet. And clarkhoward.com. It is an action-oriented, comprehensive encyclopedia for your wallet. So I go to the dentist, and when I get to the dentist, first thing they do after you sit in the chair is they take your blood pressure. I don't know if your dentist does that. And when I get to the dentist, my blood pressure will be something like 153 over 98 or something like that, or 147 over 92. I mean, just significantly elevated blood pressure. And so I went to see my primary care doctor. After 2 visits in a row to the dentist, I had these extremely elevated blood pressure checks. I go to the primary care doctor. He hooks me up to the cuff, and my number was 124 over 78, which is not perfect, but that's, 120 over 80. That's kind of a good target for blood pressure. And I said, what's this about? Every time I go to the dentist, I look like I'm going to have a medical event for my blood pressure. And it's really about the stress that some things trigger. Obviously, I don't like being in the dental chair. And all kinds of things can bring on stress. Family situations can cause a spike in blood pressure. Your weight can cause a spike in blood pressure. Any of a number of factors in life can cause that. One of our producers on the show has recently been through ups and downs with blood pressure. So, would you believe that you can actually make a big difference in what your blood pressure is without necessarily being on a blood pressure med? Study done at Arizona State, go Sun Devils. I don't even know if they're any good in football this year. Anyway, there's a research center at Arizona State that I love what it's about. Cause and effect. It's called the Healthy Lifestyles Research Center. And what they specifically study is whether medical conditions you have, chronic medical conditions as an example, respond to changes in lifestyle or not. Some do, some don't. So get this. So what is the best exercise you can do to attack high blood pressure? Anyone? Anyone? No theories? You got one, Krista?
Exercise.
I said exercise, but what exercise?
Walking.
Believe it or not, any exercise. That exercise, when other variables were controlled for, that exercise makes a big difference in what happens with your health. And there was an item in the New York Times recently that cross-referenced with something that I had talked about maybe a year ago that study says that short bursts of exercise, even light to moderate, can be better for your health than a concentrated period of exercise, let's say a half hour. So little bite-sized chunks of exercise can make a big difference. So the idea of going and doing a 30-minute vigorous workout may be something that you're just not going to do. But if I said, hey, why don't you go for a 10-minute walk? Bite-sized chunk. So multiple bite-sized chunks will make a significant difference. And listen to what they found at Arizona State. They took people that were overweight with blood pressure problems, and they took the group of volunteers like guinea pigs, which you do in a study, and they'd measure their blood pressure through a day of sedentary office work. Then they'd do another work day with these volunteers, and every hour, all they had to do was stand for 10 minutes. They didn't even have to exercise. They just stood. And there were major improvements in their blood pressure. And guess what the highlight was? Do I still have a trumpet here? No more trumpet. Okay, so we'll do drum roll. What was the highlight they found? If you had, I could have timed that better, right? Because I was supposed to go to the punchline right then. So the highlight of the study was something that I must admit I have an obsession with, and that is working at a treadmill desk, going 1 mile an hour. 1 mile an hour. I have a treadmill desk. My wife has banished my treadmill and my treadmill desk to the basement because she says it's the ugliest looking thing ever. They have beautiful treadmill desks. I just wouldn't spend the money. So I have this really ugly industrial looking treadmill desk, and it sits on top of